Anthony Albanese says he's monitoring the situation, but Rex made fundamental mistakes.
To invest in routes that they hadn't previously gone in. Sydney-Melbourne is not a regional route. What my government is focused on is making sure that those people in regional communities continue to have access to aviation services.
An online tool is helping users identify whether they could be at risk of long COVID. The University of Queensland resource puts people's personal data through a research-backed algorithm and provides them with a personalised assessment. Associate Professor Kirsty Short says the calculator also gives tips on how to avoid long COVID.
Long COVID is a really serious complication of the virus that nobody wants to have. So this calculator will help you if it's been a year since your last vaccination or 2 years since your last vaccination, and you want to know what effect the booster vaccination will have on reducing your risk of long COVID.
Now turning to FIVEAA sport.
Meet Crows and Port AFL stars at Sportscard World's Trade Day this Sunday, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The Matildas have parted ways with their head coach after being knocked out of the Olympics. The 50-year-old says the job has been an honour and a privilege. Molly O'Callaghan and Ariane Titmus headline Australia's chances in the pool on day 6 of the Games. It's selection night in the AFL. The Crows play Geelong at the Cattery on Saturday, while Port are at home to Sydney. And general public tickets for the showdown in round 23 are officially sold out. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
G'day there at Penfield, a crash Heastlip Road near Pellew Road. Modbury car fire on North East Road at McIntyre Road. Buckland Park, diesel spill at the intersection of Port Wakefield Road and Anglevar Road. And a burst water main causing a few dramas at Aldinga at the moment. Aldinga Road near Plains Road. Cameras at Savo, Cormac Road, Wingfield, and another one, Eastern Parade at Gilman. Quitting smoking is hard, but so is heart disease, emphysema and mouth cancer. Choose your heart and choose Give Up for Good. Visit health.gov.au/give up for good. This message is brought to you by the Australian Government, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, a late shower or two tomorrow, 17. Saturday, partly cloudy, 15. Sunday, 16. Right now, it's 17 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the shocking results of a police crackdown on domestic violence offenders. This year's show ticket prices released, plus a change in how you need to buy them. Only on 9, the new Ozempic-style drug for weight loss. Kyle Chalmers snares silver and Jess Fox hits an incredible record. Brenton Raglas is live in Paris. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
It's a beauty!
Yeah, 6 after 4. Good afternoon on the 1st of August. How are we in August already, mind you? It's been a very quick year. And by the way, a third straight sunny Winders Day. It is a wonderful time across Adelaide this week. A good day to talk sport. Welcome, Rowey and Timmy G.
Oh, well done, Sammy. Yeah, day 6 of the Paris Olympics. My first thought is, phew, not a terrorist attack. I know that's ridiculous. And then, well, the world simply can't afford it, can they? Are you worried about that, Timmy?
That wasn't my first thought, no. No, my first thought was Kyle Chalmers, Jess Fox.
Well, then my next thought, how proud I am to be an Australian watching our Aussie swim team, men and women. Timmy, welcome.
I'm glad that was in there.
No,
I'm glad it was on the agenda.
Aren't you nervous about that? I am.
Not at all, no.
Okay,
Not
good.
No,
good.
Absolutely enjoying what I'm seeing at the moment.
Yep.
And it was great. I got up early and I loved the fact that I did because I got absolutely showered with great viewing.
And pride.
Just to see the joy on people's faces when they achieve, it's just outstanding. And I just thought Kyle Chalmers handled himself incredibly well, incredibly maturely after the race.
Did.
And I loved it. And I just thought to myself, when we started to break it down, you find out he's one of only 300-metre freestyle men to ever stand on the podium 3 times in a row.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
That is incredible.
That is amazing. Only 3 in the history.
Chinese 100-metre swimmer Pan Zi. I'll say that again. Pan Zi, spelt Z-H-A-N LE, is that right?
Good enough.
Yeah, okay, fair call. Swam a world record in the men's 100 metre. You're too professional for me, mate. You just don't quite get 100 metre freestyle final to win Olympic gold. So a bloke that beat Kyle Chalmers had to swim a world record.
Correct.
Here's King Kyle.
I did everything I possibly could, and I'm really proud of that performance. So to get silver at my third Olympic Games, to be on the podium 3 consecutive times is something I'm going to be very, very proud of, and no one can ever take away from me.
Look forward to speaking to his dad, Smiley. He carries himself so well, such a humble person in victory and defeat, and that's a trademark of that swim team. They are so happy for each other's success, but yet hold themselves with real Australian grace. Love it.
I've got to say, led by the females. This
100%.
The females are swimming unbelievably, but it's the way they're handling themselves afterwards. Molly lost the 100, but you know, she got out and she didn't even win a medal, but she said, I'm so disappointed, blah, blah, blah. But you could see that she goes, you know what, it's been a big tournament, and I've 200 was her pet event, and she goes, well, you know, like the best people won on the day.
That's exactly right. Another one was Zach Stubbity Cook. We watched that, finished second behind the Frenchman Leon Marchand.
Oh, they went off.
Who could end up the greatest swimmer of all time, they're saying. So he's already got gold in the 200 breaststroke, 200 butterfly, 400 medley. He's got another event to go. They're calling him the next Michael Phelps. So again, old Zach got beaten by, they're going to say, a once-in-a-generation type swimmer.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to beat us Aussies.
Sometimes it's bad timing.
It is. Jess Fox is the other one. She's the greatest Olympian ever for Australia. She's now got 6 individual Olympic medals, more than any other Australian. She beat Ian Thorpe. I didn't know Liesl Jones was there. But guess who else has won 5?
Thorpe's got 6 gold, though, hasn't he?
Well,
different.
Yeah. This is individual. This is individual.
Yeah, right,
he's got more than that.
The relays. He's got 9 total.
Anna Mears is the other one.
Oh, Anna's
it's rare air. This Jess Fox is a star. Have a listen.
I'm over the moon. It was like the perfect dream, and today I didn't know how it would pan out. I didn't know how it would feel, whether I'd be able to pull it off, and to put down the run like that. That's what that's what I love about sport. That's what you train for, is to be able to deliver your best race.
We're going to ask Brett Chalmers about the slow pull. Some clowns just text in to me. Did you get it? Read it out. Did we read it?
Oh, Rob says, Rowey, did you know the Paris Olympics is a slow pull because it goes uphill at running? Now,
mate, I'm not an idiot, Rob.
Years ago, I had to ask the question myself. Remember Phil Rogers, South Australian, used to swim for Australia? Correct.
He's a fireman now.
Yeah, right. Well, Phil, he laughed and he said, well, Timmy, it's about water displacement. So depending on the depth of the pool, it's about the displacement of the water. And if it's shallower, it pushes up quicker. So that's called a slow pull. So the deeper it is, the faster it is.
Because it's the more buoyancy as well, I would have thought. Anyway, we'll ask Brett Chalmers that as well. I think the talk of Day 5 Olympics was little-known Natalie Diem. She sculled a beer. Natalia?
Natalia Diem.
Did I say Natalie? Natalia. Get the name right, Stephen. Okay. She sculled a beer, 8 Maccas, sung We Come From the Land From Down Under after winning BMX bronze.
Mum's off to Macca's to get me some nuggets because I thought it was just the easiest thing to get. Some nuggets and chips, sweet and sour sauce. I hope they've got that here. I haven't eaten since breakfast because it's been such a wild day. And then to celebrate tonight, I thought we'd be in for an all-nighter going hard, but I think I'm in for an all-nighter of media. You know, I'm not a beer drinker, but I'll do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Shotgun a can, done a wheelie.
She was hilarious. I loved her, and I loved it. It's the unbridled
that's the word I was looking for.
They are showing, and I watched her event. Let me tell you, that is unbelievable what they do.
Aren't they courageous?
On a bike.
Wow. Well, we know what happened to Sam Willoughby, our beloved young Sam Willoughby.
It's a tough sport.
It's a tough bloody sport. So well done to Natalia.
God.
Is it Natalia sauce?
No.
That's Nepal.
Yeah.
Someone else.
All right. And surprise, Timmy.
Yes.
Surprise, mate. Once the pride of the nation, probably the darlings of Australian sport, our Matildas, they were punted out of the Olympics with a 2-1 loss to Team USA. They conceded 10 goals, I mean, honestly. And you know what? I said this. Private jets, rock star preparation. I mean, they got an ordinary coach. Actually, has it been Frog March?
He has.
Goose?
He has.
The Goose?
Tony
Done.
Gustafsson today has parted ways with the Matildas.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought it might have happened before, but after...
Well, I did hear, again, on the reports that he was contracted to the end of the campaign in the Olympics.
Okay.
So the minute they've had the opportunity to say goodbye,
they
it's
did.
Goodbye.
100% got ahead of themselves, sadly. Drank their own bathwater. Here's Matilda Steph Catley.
This tournament we've struggled defensively, which is new for us. It's not been an issue for us in the past, and it's something we'd had to adjust in the tournament. And you know, the US have been one of the best informed teams in this tournament, so we knew we'd have to be almost perfect defensively.
They need to take a leaf out of the Australian women's swim team. How gracious they are. Win, lose, or draw, they're very even. You know, they actually staying at the hostel on a little foam mattress, doing it tough. You know, eating all the crap food out in the bloody thing.
There was
they've got ahead of themselves. It's so disappointing.
I think there was a period of Australian swimming. I think it might have been 2012 where they did perhaps get out of their lane a little bit, and I think that whole thing was reviewed post that. Now you're getting the results you're getting now because they changed that mentality that you're talking about. And we got a text which is pretty around the mark where it says, "What's going on with all our teams? Our Matildas, our rugby sevens, our Opals, our Boomers." You know, it's like, well, what's going on with the team stuff? So it's a bit lean picking at the moment.
It is.
But we're still around. We're still around the hockey roos and also the Kookaburras.
Opals on 9 o'clock tonight. I'm going to watch that.
They need to bounce back after that Nigeria.
They will. Just a small history lesson. Do you like history lessons, Timmy? I've done some homework.
You know I do. I love them.
Switch your ears on, son.
They're on.
It's about my team. Does that matter?
Your team, go for it.
Okay. Well, it is round 21. Looking forward to it. Geelong has won the last 13 matches against the Crows at Cardinia Park. We've played there 23 times.
Wow.
Lost 20. Only won 3. In actual fact, the last win was round 10, 2003. Gary Ayres was the coach. And I remember that because he had Reedy sitting next to him and he did the old, at the end of the thing, he did the fingers up, the double.
So he's obviously...
If you're on the Foodland live stream, I'm doing that. What do you call these?
Oh, they're the middle fingers.
They're
normally
the old up yours. The flip the bird, that's it.
So...
Remember that?
I do remember it because obviously he's ex-Geelong. They would have been giving him a bit of crap. The box used to be right in the grandstand.
Correct. He was just the former coach of Geelong. I remember that. Scott Welsh, the reason I mentioned him, he kicked 3, was the best forward. His son's playing for the Crows in the Sandful now, potential father-son next year.
That's right.
So that's how long ago the Crows have won. Dan Curtin, Billy Dowling and Max Michelani weren't even born.
No, they wouldn't have been.
But even worse than that, another 4 players, Zach Taylor, Josh Rochelle, Jake Saligo, Luke Nankervis, were all under 1 year of age.
Wow.
Oh, God.
So what you're saying is too long.
So winning at Cardinia Park is as rare as rocking horse. Finish this sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
So really care factor nil. And the reason I say that, it's now about who plays, getting the right players, games and the right players, because I'm going to do selection now. But before that, here's 5AA's Josh Rochelle on 5AA Brick.
Yeah, as a town, I really do enjoy Geelong. We've got some family friends down there, so being a Shepparton boy, I tend to go there a little bit in the past, and I love the stadium, GMHBA, and how they've done it. It's obviously a bit of a skinnier ground, a bit longer, but their Geelong fans seem really cool. It'd be a good club to play for. I feel like they're a bit outside Melbourne, and definitely won't be going there. I'll clear that up. No Dangerfield.
Okay, here we go. Crows v Geelong in Geelong, live and local on 5AA, Saturday afternoon. No expectations other than to compete on the back of the last 3 quarters last week. My outs, Ball Ace, Himmelberg, Cook, Murphy. I just think the last 2 are, I don't know, they mustn't be fit. They just can't get the footy. Jordan Dawson comes in, Josh Worrell comes in, Nick Murray comes in, and Dan Curtin. People go, well, Rowey, where's B. Smith and Matt Crouch? Well, Matt Crouch has missed too much, and I'm not putting B. Smith back in at the peril of Dan Curtin. So that's my team.
Rightio.
You like it?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what comes out.
822 300 got a $50 Powers voucher. Are you with me or against me with those ins and outs? And what's your Olympic highlight to date? Love to hear from you. Lines available. Get straight to it. Port take on league leader Sydney at home. Who are we speaking to?
Brodie Grundy.
Yeah, look forward to that. Swans have lost 4 of their last 5. They're wavering. They're talking about resty too.
They're in a slump. There's no doubt about that, but they've got that much money in the bank. It's not having an effect just yet.
So they might do some resting. Now, Asava Radagalia was on Channel 7. He spoke about the forward line.
Nice to know that I've got that versatility as well. I can play forward and play a bit back as well. But it was enjoyable. Play with a bit more of a free mind this weekend, and we got the job done.
For me, here's the only question mark for me with Port, and I've loved their improvement, Timmy, with a lot of areas. Yep. Ground ball they've improved, stoppage they've improved, centre square they've improved, defensive spread since round 17, I've been telling you this, they've had incremental improvement. The front six for me is the thing. Continuity in the front six of this last month of footy in the finals, because midfield has to connect, they've got to play together, so you want your best mix. So Marshall's available, Radigalia they like, Dixon's still there, and Georgiadis. So Port supporters, I'm going to ask you first, Timmy, is this your combination? 822 300 Georgiadis, Dixon and Radigalia? Is it Georgiadis, Dixon and Marshall? Or is it Georgiadis, Radigalia and Marshall? They're your only three options. Or have two.
Yeah.
What's yours?
The first one. The first one, and I'm talking, obviously, this week. Radigalia, Dixon.
But I think forget about this week. You've got to get your combination.
First one.
You're going to do that?
First one.
So Marshall's out?
Yes.
Switch your ears on, Stephen. You looked at me with real aggression then. My skipper has gone, Rowey.
He meant it.
I told you, Georgiadis, Dixon, Radigalia. Have you say 822 300.
Lots to come on the show tonight, including your calls. It's 19 after 4. Robbo will join us after 5. Brodie Grundy from the Swans will cross to Paris twice tonight. Looking forward to this. We'll catch up with Brett Chalmers, Kyle's old man, of course, and we'll chat Opals with Channel 9's Jenna O'Hay and 36ers coach Scotty Ninnis. They've completed their list with another big signing today. 20 after 4. We'll get your calls in the air next. 822 300.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA is Adelaide's leader in sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes. Check out our display villages throughout Adelaide and the Hills. They're open all this weekend.
Here's some great news from Darren and Chris at ACET Transport Solutions. They've just added crane trucks on their fleet. These rigid trucks have their own crane for safe loading and unloading, perfect for the big stuff. With over 20 years of experience and over 200 vehicles in their fleet, there's plenty of rigid crane trucks on deck ready for your next delivery. Whatever the load, ACET Transport Solutions will handle your delivery safely. Don't just send it, ACET. Don't just send it, ACET.
Cruise Europe in 2025 with APT and Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover iconic cities, fairy tale towns and hidden gems aboard APT's brand new luxury river ships featuring luxuriously appointed suites and 6 unique world-class dining venues. APT's 15-day all-inclusive Europe river cruise starts from $7,995 per person with return international flights included and savings of up to $2,000 per couple. Visit pht.com.au.
And just one last one, BTW, is that by the way?
By the way.
Tyson Stingle cannot play this week. For the look of the game, cannot. That's all I'm saying.
We'll find
Teams
out.
at 10 to 6.
10 to 6.
If he's in, that's a disgrace to the AFL, to Geelong, our intelligence and football. And human nature.
All right.
And the world.
I think you need a winter break.
I do. Looking to book a winter break? Yes. Oh, I see what you've done. I didn't even know that was the ad. Yes, Timmy. Without breaking the bank, yes, I do. We'll swap the sofa for a city stay, a starry night sky, a steaming spa, or just an outback bar.
How good does that sound? Reignite your sense of adventure by exploring South Australia as it comes alive in winter. You got fiery events, long lunches, world-class wine, awe-inspiring natural experiences, and it's time to winter our way in SA with a last-minute getaway.
Got to do it. Imagine escaping to a cabin in the forest or cuddling around a campfire, swimming with coloured fish. They do that up at Port Augusta. It's a wonder of the world, that. You've got to do it. Or treating yourself to a city hotel stay. Leave the winter blues behind with the hotel deals, accommodation and world-class experiences.
Absolutely. Visit southaustralia.com/holiday-deals. SA. Winter our way.
The way we connect with listeners is changing. Radio, podcast, streaming, in-store, and the way to connect your business with millions of Aussie listeners every week is at Amplify. August 27 and 28 at Jarmer's Restaurant, Bowden. Tickets are free, but you need to register at audiorsvp.com.au. Hear how audio can change the way you do business for the better. Register now at audiorsvp.com.au.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. Don't miss Southern Cherry's latest finance offer across the Cherry Tiggo 7 Pro range with 5-star ANCAP and a 7-year warranty. And the finance rate? Well, that's too low to share on radio. You'll just have to ask the team at Southern Cherry yourself.
Approved applicants only. Credit criteria, fees, charges and terms and conditions apply. Finance is provided by Allied Retail Finance Proprietary Limited. ABN 396513197774. Trading as Cherry Motor Finance. Australian Credit Licence 483211.
Learn more at Southern Cherry.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Be a few of the boys in the team that wouldn't have been born. So it's tricky to play down there, but yeah, we're confident that if we play our brand of football and really and play well, we can beat any team.
Darcy Fogarty there on Channel 9 last night. It's 24 after 4. A lot's happened between now and 2003, the last time since the Crows won at Cardinia Park. Big challenge this weekend. Teams coming up at 10 minutes to 6. And what have you loved about the Olympics so far? We'll get your calls on shortly. 8223 0000. For Rossdale Homes, the custom home, 2-storey split-level specialists. Here's your traffic.
Afternoon at FIVEAA crash Kenneth Road near Flaxmill Road. Prospect the crash Regency Road near Prospect Road, and a prang at Glenside Portrush Road near Greenhill Road. Ordinga's got a burst water main which is slow at the moment. Ordinga Road near Plains Road, and a couple of cameras too this afternoon. You'll find them Bedford Street, Gilman, and Commercial Road at Port Adelaide. Save while helping IGA support local causes. Coca-Cola or Mount Franklin sparkling 10-pack can varieties, half price at $9.50. Ends August 6. While stocks last, excludes Foodland. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Oh, goodness me.
All righty, let's get out to North Haven and speak to Tracy. G'day, Trace.
G'day, guys. How are we?
Excellent. You've been watching a bit of Olympics, have you?
Oh, too much. I feel like a walking zombie today. I managed to stay up and watch Jess's race, and then I was all hyped up, but as the swimming started, my eyes just went ka-thump. So I missed that, but luckily I recorded it on my set-top box, so I watched it this morning, but I feel very average today. I know I'm not alone.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was a lovely moment with Jess, wasn't it, when her mum ran up, and, yeah, it was just fantastic.
She really donged someone into the course? She bumped into someone?
The course marshal.
Yeah, she bumped into one of the French referees.
Oh, God, that is beautiful. Thanks, Trace. Thanks for sharing that. Keep them coming in. A couple of texts on the Unique Home Style Foods hex. Stingle, out with hamstring awareness. I dare you, Geelong. Well, doesn't matter what he's out with. I just don't think for the look of game he can play.
You know our good friend Mouse from Mouse Promotions in WA?
Mousey,
he texted in last night to sort of say, well, what's the difference between being unconscious in a nightclub or unconscious on the ground? Don't you miss a week anyway?
I would have thought so.
But
we still don't know why he was unconscious. Yeah. Now there's rumour and innuendo and speculation, and there's not many people out there listening now that haven't put one and one together, and it has equaled 2, but we don't know because it's all private and all that sort of stuff. Here's one here. Rowey, why are you blaming the band Human Nature for Stingle's mistake? I don't get that. What does he mean?
No,
you can read it. That's what he said.
You're blaming the band.
Well, okay, let's go around the table. Are you sitting at home or in the car or in your man cave? Does Stingle play this week? I'm saying no. Timmy?
Oh, you'd have to have that medical report to say what was the reason for being unconscious.
Whether it was an illicit drug, whether it was alcohol, whether he was king hit or whatever, this bloke was unconscious. That is fact.
Yep.
Went to hospital. That is fact.
If Geelong find out that, okay, the medical report says it was too many drinks and he passed out in the nightclub, right? If that's the medical report, they may say, okay, well, physically he's going to be recovered in 7 days.
So he recovered. He was at training Monday. He's been running. He's been doing everything as normal as per Monday. Nothing different. Club has not indicated that he has done anything differently to
now,
normal
from your point of view,
day.
you said the other night, if the leadership group say, look, that's behaviour
we
don't
heard
really
what
want.
Paddy Dangerfield said. Well, he was quite strong.
Yeah, but I reckon in the end he opened the door for it to just play on.
He did say it was a serious mistake. But you're right. we'll see tonight at selection, which is coming up in about an hour and a half. So
I'm gonna
stay
be
tuned
really
at
keen on
5:50.
this.
That'll be a keen, close watch. Brett Chalmers coming up after the 4:30 headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. David Penberthy and Will Goodies. 5AA Breakfast.
The Mitchum Council has decided that no longer will it hold any Australia Day events on January 26th. And in their usual mealy-mouthed way, they're saying, oh, we're not changing the date, we're just not doing anything on the date. And they've done it with no public consultation. But the thing that I find hilarious is this quote from the Mayor: we shouldn't do any consultation because it could be divisive.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
How can you be that brazen?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Respiratory syncytial virus, known as RSV, is a contagious virus and the cause of respiratory disease among the elderly. Vaccines to fight the disease have been approved overseas, but Adelaide's Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial to find a remedy for Australia. If you're over 60 and want to take part, contact Fusion on 7077 6996 or go to fusiontrials.com.au. You will be reimbursed for your time.
Delighted to have with me today Brodie Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Brodie, is it fair to say Adelaide's property market is giving Melbourne a run for its money?
It is. Adelaide's median house prices have, for the first time ever, surpassed the 900,000 mark.
Which is astonishing. What's driving that growth?
Adelaide has maintained an affordable cost of living, accompanied by outstanding amenities and distinct lifestyle advantages when compared to other major cities. We've also seen significant local government investment in infrastructure that's boosting Adelaide's appeal as a place to reside.
So what does that mean then for those considering selling?
Now's the time. Here at Toop and Toop, we're backed by nearly 4 decades of real estate experience and a successful track record of fetching top-tier sale prices in this thriving market. For more information, visit our website, toop.com.au.
Now, when you go on that escape in South Australia to one of those magnificent places, warm up again with a cold Coopers, thanks to Sip and Save. So on your way there, go to Sip and Save and load up with Coopers.
I love these promotions. Purchase any participating Coopers 24-pack at Sip and Save and you'll get a token. Now collect 3 tokens to redeem a Coopers rugby jumper in store. I've seen them. They're brilliant. 6 different colours to choose from as well.
I got the red one because I'm a sparkling ale type of
Correct.
guy.
Correct, and it is the same colours as their range.
I love it. It's on the boat already. How easy is that? And get this, right now, the Pale Ale or Pacific Ale, 24 packs, they're just $57.99 each. That's only at Sip and Save.
Yeah, 24 in there, don't worry. Now, you always expect more from Sip and Save. You'll get more deals, more range, more service.
Just over $2 a can.
Yeah. Ooh, well, yeah.
How's my math?
Bit over.
Not bad.
Not that good, either.
Well done. Good work. Sip and Save. There's more in store. Only available while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Drink responsibly. For all the details, please do this. Visit sipandsave.com.au.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Up to 20,000 Australians have been told to leave Lebanon immediately. There are fears the conflict in the Middle East could lead to a major war across the region. A 29-year-old man has been arrested for driving almost 120 k's over the speed limit last month. The US Department of Defense says 3 men accused of orchestrating the 9/11 terror attack in New York 23 years ago have agreed to a plea deal. And in sport, we'll find out who's in and who's out this weekend for the Crows and Port next hour. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
G'day there. A few collisions to look out for on the drive home. One at Prospect, Regency Road near Prospect Road. Another one at Linden Park, Port Rice Road near Torrens Road. And a smash at Glenside to look out for, Port Rice Road near Greenhill Road. Aldinga, Bruce Watermain slowing things up tonight. Aldinga Road near Plains Road. And got a camera at Port Expressway at Gilman. Power up Android on Telstra. Supercharge your creativity with Google AI on Android with Australia's best mobile network. Search Telstra Android deals. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear tonight down to 9, partly cloudy tomorrow 17. Right now it is 17. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help our seniors live independently. We provide personalised services including cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care with a K.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 27 minutes to 5. Robbo's coming up after 5 o'clock, and Brodie Grundy from the Swans will join us very shortly. Big game against Port Adelaide on Saturday night. Breaking news, though, coming out of the AFL. The Commission today has ratified the decision to keep the 2024 Grand Final in the traditional afternoon 2:30 time slot in Melbourne. So that'll be 2 o'clock Adelaide time as per usual, which is a popular vote, I would have thought, against most footy fans. But right now, let's head over to Paris, of course. It's all thanks to Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life's better with your pals.
Well, Rowey, I got up early. We all did,
Yeah.
I think. We were that excited about the 100-metre freestyle. Of course, our own Cole Chalmers was racing in it, and we got a proud dad on the line. G'day, Brett. How are you, mate?
How you going, Timmy?
Not too bad, mate. I thought, what an amazing swim. You got to remember, he is only the third man in history to stand on the podium for the 100-metre freestyle ever. How's that? There was a bloke called Duke, and you'd remember him, Duke Kahanamoku, back in 1912, 1920, 24. Alex Popov, you would remember, 92, 96 and 2000, but he's now the third man.
Wow.
How incredible is that?
Yeah, it's quite amazing. And I think, to reflect on what you just said, number one is, to get a chance to go to an Olympics and do an individual swim, but to do it 3 times in a row and then also get 3 individual medals is quite amazing. And, it's I guess, whenever Cole looks back on it, it's an amazing achievement. It's huge. So he should be very proud of himself.
What about the early days? When did he sort of, you look at him? I took my kids to state swim because obviously you knew I was an incredibly strong swimmer. We were on the WhatsApp chat last night, all the boys, wishing him all the best. And the outcome, I said, do you reckon I should pass on any tips for swimming?
Oh, no.
And the first thing was Dave Armfield said, does he swim with a life jacket on? That's the only way I could swim. It was terrible, but I didn't pass on any advice. But honestly, mate, when did you see him turn and you go, wow, the boy can swim. We better get him into more serious training?
Oh, no, I think he was like any young kid. He wanted to try every sport. And I guess it was just a chance. You were living in Port Lincoln at the time. And it came up to try out for the local Sapsaza swimming team. And Kyle went down there and had a go at it. And I guess from there, he came to Adelaide and did reasonably well. And it was actually the first time he'd ever been in a 50-metre pool then. And
wow.
And I guess from there, he enjoyed it and just did a little bit more training here and there, but still played football and cricket and basketball and whatever else. But, it just slowly grew on him. And I guess he went from different teams to, state teams to national teams and, then representing Australia. So, it's a growth thing that I guess that's his niche that he loves doing and he's done very well at it.
Brett, congratulations as a family. He's been one of those athletes that we as Australians just gravitate to and admire. He carries himself with such dignity, whether he wins or loses, and I love that in an Australian athlete. And I know you a little bit through playing. It doesn't surprise me of that. He didn't get brought into the Chinese swimmer who tried to suck him in with stuff. He had his hand out at the podium. He looked him straight in the eyes to shake him. It was genuine. That does me proud as an Australian, Brett.
Oh, totally. Hey, he was, Kyle, like he said, he gave everything he had. He'd left nothing out in the water and, was beaten by a better guy on the night. So, and that's just the way he's been brought up, just to look the person in the eye, say congratulations and but I guess celebrate your own achievements of what you've done as well. So, he did a great job and I'm so proud of him.
Good on him. Be proud. The pool, I read, it's a slow pool. How can you have a slow pool? Now, technically, Smiley, you'd know about that. Is it a slow pool?
It was funny because I actually spoke to Kyle, yesterday, I guess, in Paris before the swim, and I said to him about the swimming pool, and he said, "Oh no, it's pretty slow." And I said, "How does that?" And he said, "Well, it's only 2 metres deep." He said the deeper it is, the faster it gets.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, fair enough," because I guess there's not so much
water displacement
pressure from the water coming back up. So. Yeah, but he just said, no, it's a pretty slow sort of a pool. And I guess, listening to a lot of other people and reading a lot of articles and whatever else, especially about the 100 free, they were, even today, I was reading some stuff this morning before we headed to the airport, people saying that, 47, low 47s would probably win the race. But, when you got a guy that goes, 46.4, it's a pretty amazing feat. Well done to him.
Hey, of his 300s, the Rio goal was just, it was almost pure innocence, wasn't it? It was just incredible. He got in there, did his classic comeback from behind and just stunned the world. But Kyle, being interviewed, he spoke so highly of his Tokyo silver. And I think that was probably the journey he had to go through to come back from injury, was it not?
Yeah, exactly. I guess, it's going back some years ago now, but prior to that, he'd had his heart issues, which, he'd had his third operation, he'd had shoulder issues and, had some operations on that. And I guess, probably about 10, 12 months out, he was probably quite unsure whether he'd be ready enough to race at the Olympics because, it's a lot of build-up. There's a lot of training that needs to be done in the meantime. And I guess to his credit, he put his head down, he did all the work, did the rehab that was required and got a result where, hey, we all want to be winners, but to again make a final and just get pipped at the post by Caleb Dressel, I think, when he looks at that, he went through a lot of adversity to get there. So
that was amazing.
That's probably why it's his best one.
He also loves relays. You reckon that's the footy background, the team atmosphere that he loves?
Oh, totally, mate. And I think that's where he gets it from. He's always still got that passion, to play a team sport. Obviously had a crack at footy again last year and it didn't work again, but his body's not made up for football as he's been told many a times. But, Kyle's his own man and he'll keep trying. But that's what it is. It's all about, being a part of a team and that's his only opportunity. There's 4 guys, or if it's a mixed relay, 4 swimmers in that and he's part of that. And I guess that's where he can be a part of a small team, bigger team as a Swimming Australia, but a small little team where they can get a result and enjoy that time together.
Cole Chalmers' dad, Brett Chalmers, our guest, live at the Paris airport on his way home. We read immediately he's going to keep swimming. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I don't think he's never ever come out and said that he's going to retire at all. I think, like I spoke to quite a few other people about it, and I think he's worked out his body and what races he can and can't do. He was concentrating on, the 100 and the 200 plus relays, and I guess, at some stage you get to that age, as we all do, that, you got to, I guess, drop something and focus on, on one thing, and that's what he's done. So, even this year he was looking at doing the 100 butterfly, but I think deep down, the 100 freestyle was his goal. He wanted to give it everything he's got. Concentrate on that. He had a swim in the relays to start off to get a feel for the pool. And, there's no reason why if you're at the top of your game, especially in Australian terms, second in the world again from the Olympics, well, why would you throw it in now when if you've still got that drive inside of you, keep going as far as you can, I reckon.
Yeah, and end up one of the absolute greats. Now, generally when you do something well, you shout yourself something. I'm not too sure what Cole does, but while he's over there, will he buy himself a cobra or a red belly or a goanna or a blue tongue lizard or something? Will he? Or is he still growing that farm bread?
Escargot?
Who would know, mate? He'd be looking at something, but definitely. But I think in the meantime, I know I spoke to him yesterday and said, what are you doing, with the relays now? And he was unsure simply because it was just to see how he went last night, how his body's pulled up, because there's still a mixed medley to do, and then also a medley relay for the men. So it'll be interesting to see which one he does. I'm sure that he'll put his hand up because, again, that's that team mentality that he wants to be a part of it. So,
brilliant. Hey, mate, before we go, also great news on the love front. He's engaged to, is it Inga?
Yeah, Inga. So
I met her here in really Australia exciting. Late last year. Lovely girl.
Yeah, definitely. She's great. She's a swimmer as well herself, and just missed out, obviously, with her representation. But again, she's lovely. She's there. She was supporting him, and it's the next step in his life. So, which is exciting.
Can I have a guess that Inga's from Dutchland or Sweden?
She's from Norway, I think. I think she's from Norway.
Cool, yeah.
So,
Rowey basically says that's the same country.
I do. She wears clogs.
His geography's not that great.
It's a European country.
It's around there somewhere. Hey, mate, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Well done.
We're all proud of Cole, and I know you guys are especially. And you're one of our pals. And what we do is when we get a pal come on, Parafield Airport Liquor, the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits, well, they actually provide a bottle of wine for our pals. So we're going to get you a nice bottle of red. Are you happy with that?
That sounds fantastic.
Okay, great, because we got the 94 reunion next week, and I was just wondering, how about you bring that bottle of red, and you and I share it, eh?
I knew there was something coming, definitely.
Well done.
Appreciate your time, mate. Look forward to sharing a beer with you next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Brett Chalmers, our pal for Parafield Airport Liquor, but what a great moment it was. Cole Chalmers, silver medal in the 100 metres freestyle.
Oh, God, how proud would you be? Talk about a proud dad moment.
It'll be, a long flight home with a big smile.
Yeah, and his nickname was Smiley.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't it? Lines available, have you say, did you get up this morning like we did? What's your favourite event? Should Stingle play? Should he play? There's a lot of unique home-style food texts. How's this one with a different sort of slant on it from Marty Moose? Or Martin.
Hello.
Hey, Rowey, why should Tyson miss this week? ? So you've never gone out and done what he's done and then gone to work the next day. And he goes on about this sort of stuff, the teammates should get behind it. Well, Martin, I can safely say to you this. I've never had to be taken to hospital in an unconscious,
state,
unresponsive, ever in my life. Yep. So the answer to that, Marty, for me is no. Now, whether that's illicit, whether that's alcohol, whether that's been king hit, I've never been unconscious and been taken to a hospital unresponsive. And I doubt I would have gone to work on Monday. So, Marty, if you've done that regularly, well, God bless you.
Brodie Grundy's coming up after 4:45. Let's check your traffic.
G'day there at Morford Vale. Crash to look out for Kenneth Road near Flaxmill Road. Another collision at Linden Park, Port Rice Road near Torrens Road, and a prang at Prospect, Regency Road near Prospect Road. First Watermaid at Aldinga Road near Plains Road. Slow going there. Quite busy. Brighton Road, Brighton with a camera. Days Road at Croydon Park. It's the multivan sale event at Volkswagen. Enhance all your adventures in the multivan range with a $3,000 factory bonus and a free 5-year care plan. Ends September 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Catch all the action from the Olympic Games in Paris as 5AA brings you Nines coverage live each evening from 11:30. Don't miss a minute of the action as our Aussie stars set their sights on gold medal glory. Tune in tonight following Leith Forest as we cross to France for Nines coverage. Paris 2024, live from 11:30 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Cruise Europe in 2025 with APT and Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover iconic cities, fairy tale towns and hidden gems aboard APT's brand new luxury river ships featuring luxuriously appointed suites and 6 unique world-class dining venues. APT's 15-day all-inclusive Europe river cruise starts from $7,995 per person with return international flights included and savings of up to $2,000 per couple. Visit pht.com.au.
Now, have you ever tried to go four-wheel driving in a hatchback? Maybe you've decided to clean the gutters without a ladder. Or perhaps you and your partner choose to put some flat-pack furniture together without following the instructions. I've definitely done that.
I reckon I know where they're going here. Never a smart idea, any of those.
No.
But now you can make it McSmart with the new McSmart meal from Macca's.
Great idea. You get a choice. So 2 cheeseburgers or 2 chicken and cheeseburgers or one of each with a small fries and a small soft drink for just $6.95.
So now that is actually
That's
ridiculous.
value.
$6.95, a cheeseburger, fries and a small drink.
Yeah.
Done.
2.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, 2.
I reckon Rory will be able to eat both of them. It won't hurt the bank. Available 10:30am to midnight at participating restaurants. Includes McDelivery. Excludes McDelivery.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yep,
McDelivery.
McDelivery.
Macca's, they're the best.
This fresh $15.99 a kilo Aussie rump steak is so juicy you'll want to lick your plate and your fork and your steak knife. Okay, don't lick the steak knife. Aldi, good difference.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Want a grey caravan at a bargain price? Don't miss the Gone sale at Adelaide Custom Caravans on now, Main South Road, Darlington.
Hi, Brett But here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. I like that they're giving away 12 months of rego and stamp duty on all new cars. Not some, not just the red ones, all new Mazdas. With an offer like free rego and stamp duty, Mawson Lakes Mazda can't do it for long. It's got to end July 31st. Mawson Lakes Mazda, free rego and stamp duty on all new Mazdas. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Harvey Norman, your home of premium kitchen appliances. Right now, discover Fisher & Paykel's state-of-the-art collection with amazing offers in-store and online. Buy a selected fridge, oven, cooktop or dishwasher and save up to $500. Bundle 2 or more and save an additional 10%. Upgrade now with this huge offer. Up to $500 off selected Fisher & Paykel appliances, plus save an additional 10% when you buy 2 or more. Hurry, limited time. Now at Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
11 minutes to 5. More of your calls shortly. Teams coming up in exactly 1 hour for the Crows and Port Adelaide sides for round 21 ahead of this game.
Well, Saturday night at Adelaide Oval.
Why have you got that voice on?
Yeah, because it's a big game and I was going to build it up like that and you just stopped me in my tracks. It should be an awesome one. Sydney v Port Adelaide. We got their star ruckman on the line. Brodie Grundy, g'day, mate.
Hello, guys. Good to be on.
How are you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a cracking game. Now, firstly, congrats on your season so far. It's been outstanding. The move to Sydney, it suited you, and how are you feeling?
Really good, really good. Yeah, the team's obviously been in a little bit of an up and down form the last few weeks, but all in all, yeah, I've really enjoyed the move and really enjoying playing my footy here at the Sydney Swans.
You won so many early games. I think it was you were 3-1, then won 10 straight, so you were 13-1. That really does give you the luxury to have a bit of a slump, but it's probably time to get back on the horse, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think, like teams, you have challenges throughout the year, and you know, we're no different to that. And the competition's so, as we know, year on year, the equalisation and the way the competition is trending, any team on that given day can play some really good football. So we've just got to be, you know, make sure we execute this week on our game plan and, yeah, look to get back on the winners list.
What is it about Sydney, Brodie? You sound so happy and content and your football's gone to a next level. It gives me the bloody shits, to be honest with you.
Why does it give you the shits?
Oh, well, I wanted you over here. I wanted you home. We thought that might have been the case. But look, you know I'm cheeky like that. I'm rapt to see it. Here's the question. Has the midfield in Gordon, Heaney and Warner and co made you, or have you made them this year? Because they've gone next level as well.
Oh, it's been you know, a love relationship. I think we're building off one another nicely, and as the season has you know, crept on, I think that chemistry is building, and I'm certainly, you know, a beneficiary of the work that they do at ground level. And you know, if I can give them a few more clearances throughout their season, then you know, that brings me lots of joy as well.
It's an elite combination. Here's another cheeky one, Brodie. You know me. Sydney haven't beaten Port in the last 7 outings. You're their bunny.
Is that true?
Yes, it is. Yeah, they haven't beaten Port since 2017. Put that in the players' meeting, please.
Wow. Well, that's good stats to come across my desk. So I'll make sure that's circled. But look, we know that they're a really good side, and they're in red hot form the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, and we seem to be playing. Every team is in ripping nick when we're coming across them, so it's making us, sharpen our iron and reflecting internally about how our game plan stacks up, and we think it does really nicely. It's just a matter of us executing that.
Where do you think you can get them?
Well, it's not so much where you can get them. It's probably focusing on our process and making sure that we bring our our contest and our defense and pressure. I think as a side, that's something that our fans definitely saw from us in the first half of the year, and we're looking to get back on that side of things.
Hey, Brodie, in that pre-season, you don't get a lot of time, but just that connection with your midfield, it happens so quickly. And it was like you guys got out of the gates with an absolute blast, and I thought to myself, wow, they must have worked well during the pre-season to get that connection so quickly.
It was something that I was, I was conscious of, coming into the side, both from a cultural teammate perspective, let alone, on field as well, building that chemistry. And I think, looking back throughout pre-season, it's some 6 months, so it's plenty of time really to build that relationship, off field as well as on field. And we had plenty of match sim type training, so working with the likes of those mids that you mentioned, it was it was bound to happen. It was just a matter of time, and what do they say? Compound interest is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So just continuing to bed that down, and time spent, has come to bear fruit, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. Where'd you get that one from?
Yeah, I like it. One of the 7 wonders.
Finance professor somewhere along the way.
Is that what you study? You're a numbers man,
It's one
Brodie.
of the finance 7 wonders of the world.
I did I finished up my MBA at Melbourne in April. So, just crossing the T's, dotting the I's off the field, and hoping to do the very same on the field this week.
Well done.
Good on you.
How's John Longmire handled this last month? What has he been sort of talking to you guys about in reviews and on the track and the like, and just being able to handle this little moment in time to get you on the way back up for the last month?
Yeah, it's probably more of what I was saying earlier around our process and our contest and pressure. I mean, it's not really any secret. I think all teams, when they bring that, and I think that's what teams have brought against us the last month or so. So, it's just great evidence for us to suggest that we need to be matching sides in those areas.
Jordan Sweet, you probably maybe not have come up against him before. What have you noticed in your review stuff?
Yeah, I haven't played Jordan, but obviously he's a quality player and someone that Port Adelaide were really keen to snap up. So he's a big-bodied ruckman, and I'm looking forward to that matchup.
You watching the Olympics, Brodie? Anything tickle your fancy?
I actually haven't been watching. I've been hearing some of the results in the morning on the way to training. Brett Chalmers he got pipped by a world record.
Yes,
so,
correct.
I mean, you have to. It just goes to show the level of performance. These Olympians. We talk about footy, the pressure that we like to think we're under, but it's a whole other ball game. And I think what has stood out for me with some of the Olympic stuff, I've seen little glimpses, but Harry Garside, his sort of vulnerability post match, and it just really bears witness to how much weight we put on as performers, and I suppose as an Australian culture, sporting culture, how much pressure we put on these athletes. And I thought it was really nice to see him sort of humanise that and share that experience. And, all our Olympians are making us really proud regardless of their results.
Well said.
Spot on, mate. We'll keep your good season going. Not too good this week, hopefully, but all the best in the rest of the year for you and the Swans.
Really appreciate it, guys. I love coming on to Adelaide Radio, so we'll make it a habit of it.
I'd love that. That'd be great.
That's an invite, B.
That is an invite we might take up.
Just bring your A game and beat Port on Saturday, and you're back on next Monday, buddy.
Avon, mate. That's the end of the interview.
Fantastic, guys. All right, take care.
Buddy.
See you, buddy. That's Brodie Grundy, of course, the key ruckman for the Sydney Swans. Saturday night against Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval.
We have locker room tickets to give away. Not yet, but we will after 5 o'clock news. And Mark Robinson is joining us next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Drums, please. Unprecedented, unparalleled, unrivaled. The demo sale continues. Edwardstown Mazda are offering a minimum 10% discount on all Mazda demonstrator models and 2 years free scheduled servicing or $1,000 genuine accessories on new cars. Plus get a minimum $2,000 on your old vehicle. Only at Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
One of the great days in the calendar year is Trade Day. Good old sports card world. And if you're hunting down a rare collectible or just keen to swap cards with kids, grandkids and, keen collectors, well, Sports Card World is the place to be, especially on Trade Day.
It is this Sunday from 12 to 2. It's set to be another massive trade day. Head along to Sports Card World. It's in Region Arcade. Say g'day to Matt and Ben, who you can take home some card work.
G'day, Ben.
G'day, Ben. They're rippers, aren't they? Founding members of it. You could even meet some in flesh, like Port Adelaide's Darcy Byrne-Jones from 12 to 1 and Crow's Gun Jake Saligo from 1 to 2 p.m.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've already got cards of those two lads, well, get down there on Sunday. That's your best chance to get an autograph.
Done. Trade Day will be packed with AFL cards. There's Pokemon cards, NBA cards, much more. They're the best.
So take all your cards, swap them over, have a good old deal, meet some AFL stars, rub shoulders with other collectors. You'll love it. It's this Sunday from 12 to 2 at Sports Card World. Trade Day, Region Arcade, just off Rundle Mall.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant up-to-date feedback, no finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply, follow directions for use, read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Clear tonight, down to 9, partly cloudy tomorrow, 17. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. The results are in from SAPOL's first dedicated anti-domestic abuse operation. It was carried out last month across the state, resulting in 80 arrests and 13 reports. Deputy Commissioner Linda Williams says 265 known offenders were targeted, with 148 charges laid.
We also did about 46 bail compliance checks. We actually executed 21 warrants, and we conducted 8 firearms prohibition order compliance searches, and we issued a stalking caution, and 22 further intervention orders were served. It is just shameful and really disappointing that this type of crime is still so prevalent in our community.
Mitchum Council has sparked controversy by not consulting ratepayers before changing the date of its Australia Day ceremonies for the next 15 years. The council says it'll halve the cost of staging events if they're not held on a public holiday, and avoids distress to First Nations people. Councillor Karen Hockley says they were worried consultation would be hijacked.
When we had community feedback around other issues in relation to Aboriginal affairs, we had very nasty, divisive conversation in the community. This is seen as quite similar. We don't want to inflame unhelpful, divisive relationships in our community.
Up to 20,000 Australians have been told to leave Lebanon immediately. There are fears the conflict in the Middle East could lead to a major war across the region. People are being urged to catch commercial flights while Beirut Airport is still open. If the airport closes, the federal government says it may not be able to provide assistance. With the Royal Adelaide Show just around the corner, tickets went on sale today. Prices are steady. A weekday children's pass will be $16.50, up 50 cents, while an adult will pay $1 more, $27. Family tickets start at $63.50. Show Chief Executive Will Rayner says all the favourites will be back and a few new things as well.
One of the highlights last year was Bluey, but she'll be back for all 5 days of the midweek entertainment. You know, all the rides are back. We've got more than 20,000 competitive entries. We've got the fireworks, we've got the motorbikes and the V8.
And John Farnham's You're the Voice has been picked up for an election ad in the US. A video endorsing Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee features the 80s hit. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Meet Crows and Port AFL stars at Sportscard World's Trade Day this Sunday. Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The Matildas have parted ways with their head coach. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Tony Gustafsson has finished up as head coach of the Matildas following a disappointing Olympic campaign in Paris. The 50-year-old from Sweden told the players he was departing immediately after they made a group stage exit from the games with a 2-1 loss to Team USA this morning. He'd been in charge since November 2020, coaching Australia to 4th at the Tokyo Games and 4th at last year's World Cup, their best ever results at both tournaments.
Our own Kyle Chalmers added to his Olympic medal haul this morning. He won silver in the men's 100-metre freestyle final. His dad, Brett Chalmers, has told Rowey and Timmy G 3 games is an outstanding achievement.
Number one is, to get a chance to go to an Olympics and do an individual swim, but to do it 3 times in a row and then also get 3 individual medals is quite amazing. And whenever Kyle looks back on it, it's an amazing achievement. It's huge. So he should be very proud of himself.
And the teams will be released next hour for the Crows and Port Adelaide. Power forward Todd Marshall is a chance to return after missing last week with a hip injury. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
A few collisions for the drive home today. Look out for those. You'll find one at Morford Vale, Kenneth Road near Flaxmill Road, another one at Prospect, Regency Road near Prospect Road, and also a smash at Glenside, Portrush Road near Greenhill Road. Busy right now, South Road at Edwardstown, slow going, Brighton Road at Glenelg East, just near Jetty Road. And look out for a camera at Cheltenham Parade at Woodville. Buy a 907-gram tub of Chobani passion fruit or strawberry yogurt at Woolworths, and Food Bank will donate 6 meals to families in need. Search Chobani Food Bank for more. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight down to 9, partly cloudy tomorrow 17, Saturday mostly sunny and 16, Sunday partly cloudy 17. Right now it's 16 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the shocking results of a police crackdown on domestic violence offenders. This year's show ticket prices released, plus a change in how you need to buy them. Only on 9, the new Ozempic-style drug for weight loss. Kyle Chalmers snares silver and Jess Fox hits an incredible record. Brenton Raglas is live in Paris. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
The Posture Care Chair Company has moved to a new home at 107 Sturt Street between King William Street and Whitmore Square. Discover our tailor-made chairs crafted right here in Adelaide with our patented zero-gravity design. And say goodbye to all comfort complaints. Celebrate our grand opening with us and save up to $1,000 on your brand new tailor-made recliner chair, plus complimentary express build, plus free delivery. Come on in and visit our new place, the Posture Care Chair Company. T's and C's apply.
Starring Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, The Gay Divorcee was nominated for Best Picture at the 1934 Academy Awards. See it at the Capri Theatre August 4, screening at 3 p.m. Plus, live on stage prior to the movie, Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter from 2 p.m. with the bar open from 1. Book your tickets now for this iconic comedy romance, The Gay Divorcee, plus Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter, August 4 at the Capri Theatre. Tickets from $15 at capri.org.au.
Harris Scarf clearance sale is on now. That's right, massive clearance sale on now. Save big on bedding, kitchen, electrical and women and men's clothing. Deals won't last, so hurry before it's gone. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, it's 7 after 5 as the sun starts to set on this beautiful Thursday evening. Still to come, we're going to cross live to Paris. We'll chat Opals with Jenna O'Hay from Channel 9. We have Scotty Ninnis from the 36ers and SA netballing royalty Marg Angove will join us ahead of the Thunderbirds grand final on the weekend. We have Port locker room tickets still to give away a little bit later on with Timmy's quiz. And Port and Crows team selections will drop at 5:50, so stay tuned for that. Sounds like there'll be some changes for the Crows in particular. But right now, let's cross to our great man, Robbo.
Mark Robbo Robinson. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Yeah, Robbo from AFL 360, Herald Sun, Chief Footy Writer, Al Cobber. Robbo, welcome.
Hello, Rowey. G'day, Tim.
You're an Olympics man. You like it. You get absorbed with it like us.
Of course, he would be.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't watch over it a lot over the weekend with 9 games of footy. You don't get a lot of time to flick over to the other stations, but I've watched
good on you
a little bit this week.
Excellent. Now I'm going to start here. Tyson Stingle cannot play this week. Just cannot. Whether it's the look of the game or he just cannot play, Robbo.
It was an interesting press conference by Paddy Dangerfield. We love Paddy. But he says, when we don't stop people going out from down here, we treat them like adults. That's fine. You treat them like adults. The expectation is they act like adults when they go out. And, we can sort of brush it off as a big night out, but just imagine being there and looking over and there's Tyson Stingle unresponsive on the floor of a pub or a bar or a club, wherever he is. It would have been quite a frightening scene, and he was back at the club the next day or a day and a half later. The Cats haven't announced an internal suspension at all, so it'll be interesting to see if he's in the team. Do you think there should be an internal suspension? Well,
Robbo, I look at it like this: is if in the field of endeavour you're unconscious, you're out for 14 days. Now we don't know, but he was unresponsive. That's unconscious. He was taken to a hospital, relieved the next day. There's speculation as to what he maybe ingested. Now we won't go there because we know the sensitivities around that, but for just the mere look at the game and where we're heading and what we're doing, I mean, we've had 100 texts, so I bet you he's out with hamstring awareness, and then other speculation about that. I think the club and the AFL need to let everybody know what happened, where he's at, and why he's playing or why he isn't, don't you?
Well, no, they're not going to let us know what happened. There's no way known, Rowey. You've been in the business for a long time. I'm not saying you're old, but you've been in the business for a long time, buddy. The clubs and players, they don't release that information unless they have to. And they can say it's a personal medical situation, which they did already. The AFL's not doing an investigation into it. So the AFL would have asked strong questions.
Okay.
And clearly the AFL was satisfied with what Geelong told them back.
Okay.
What happens from a medical point of view? We'll know more if he is out of the team, because Chris Scott hasn't spoken.
Yeah, but I'm just sitting here, Robbo, and I'm going, we're that protective of the head. Now park that. I get that. So I'm sitting here, I'm going, well, okay, a snoozer goes out, has a big night, had to have had a big night. It was early in the hours of the morning. Is unresponsive, rushed to the ER, emergency, has been treated, later released, jogging laps the next day and is going to play on a Saturday. 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2 for me.
No, you make a reasonable point. So there's a really big story early in the week, Tyson Stingle, it really was, but it got overtaken by the Collingwood story. It's just a massive story over here.
Well, let's get to that, because I
Absolutely
live with Nettie. I've got his back. I've texted him today. He's one of the great football people, and a very, very successful, self-made man that has had a lot of power in the AFL industry, and is now the CEO of the biggest football club in the land. So where do you sit with all of it, Robbo?
That doesn't make him Prince Charming.
Yes, it does. To me, it does. I've got his back, Robbo.
Yeah, you can have his back because you're a mate of his. There wouldn't be too many media people over here in Victoria who haven't been on the end of a Craig Kelly spray. He once told a couple of journo friends or people I work with at the Herald Sun that at a golf day, and I was running late to it, I couldn't get there in the end, and he told them as soon as he saw me, he was going to hit me over there with the golf club. So I'm not as fond as Craig Kelly.
Well, what did you do to him, Robbo? Because he doesn't act willy-nilly. You must have written something about him that wasn't true.
It was around about the time I was doing a little bit of reporting on the Gary Lyon situation. And he was his client. One of his major clients.
Yeah, he's loyal, Robbo. He's a loyal man.
Mate, I've got no problem with people being loyal. I've got no problem with that. We're all loyal. We're all loyal to our friends, but I'm not going to sit there and believe anyone telling me he's Prince Charming.
Hey, Robbo, is it the last thing
Craig Kelly.
Is it the last thing Collingwood needed after they got the whole review done post the racism allegations, and they went through all of those points? And I think we heard Jeff Brown say that they've addressed all 18 recommendations that were put forward. Is this now the last thing they need post that?
Oh, absolutely, it's the last thing they need. The timing could have been worse. It is Scott Pendlebury's 400th game, and you do know there's been some news today. The Indigenous Advisory Group has ceased all operations with Collingwood because of the allegations being aired. So there's already fallout, and that's on the Herald Sun website as we speak. The First Nations Support Service, which was brought in as a partner after the Do Better report, they've ceased immediate partnership with Collingwood. So the fallout's already begun. Now there's that tangible one. The intangible is, once again, this football club is embroiled in a racism scandal. I mean, and Jeff Brown was saying Craig Kelly didn't do anything illegal. But Craig Kelly didn't. Jeff Brown, and I really like Jeff, but Jeff didn't deny that Craig Kelly said some of those things. He just said, it'll play out in court. It'll play out in court.
So just for those that don't know, just a brief outline. Nettie's made some comments, Ned being Craig Kelly. Accused of. Alleged. All right, we'll do that. It's all about a disgruntled employee, isn't it?
It's about an employee who believes he was unfairly dismissed. And as part of that situation, he's levelled allegations against Craig Kelly for making comments about, again, stress allegations, made comments about Asians, Jewish, Indigenous and gays. Like, it is the quadrella of shame if they are true.
I wouldn't have thought a board of Collingwood's ilk and the chairman, who has come out in the media and 100% backed Nettie, would do that unless he didn't think there was anything wrong, Robbo.
No, that's a fair comment. That's a fair comment. I mean, Collingwood was at pains to put out a statement saying that there was an internal review and they got an external expert in. And the matter was referred to the AFL, and the AFL referred it to the police. But the one argument is it might not be a police matter, but it might be a moral matter. Now, in the very sensitive world that we live in now, the moral aspect is as strong as the as a police aspect, isn't it? Really, it is.
Well, only if you live in a left-wing, politically correct,
and I don't live
world we live in. Well, what a crock of crap!
But I don't make the rules on that, Rowey.
No,
they're the rules.
But, come on, let's wait to hear it all out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But the allegations and the stain on Collingwood and Craig Kelly is there. Now, is that unfair?
I think so.
Of course it's unfair.
But that can happen to any of us, Robbo.
Exactly.
Someone within the Nova network here could come out tomorrow and say, I worked with Rowey 2 years ago and I heard him make pick something, a homophobic slur or a racial slur, and then without it being proven correct, you get hung, drawn and quartered in the media. And because Nettie's in this big position as the CEO of Collingwood, it's just an easy target for the woke, politically correct society that's out there. And I'll get cancelled for having that line of attack, Robbo. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you would. But the issue is, there's a lot of people quite rightly can say, this guy might be just a vindictive, lying person. He might be. But the other line is, maybe Craig Kelly said what he said. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
And
a lot of he said, isn't it? So,
and that's what the courts are going to sort through, no doubt. Hey, man, still on Collingwood, probably a bit brighter news. Scott Pendlebury playing his 400th game. Well done. Robert. Outstanding. And probably one of the best players I think we've seen in the last 20 years. I suppose just your thoughts on him and the achievement and the fact that it looks like he might go on.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he will go on, and that's fantastic. I like these milestone games because they get an opportunity to reflect on a career. I've likened him to Simon Black, not just because they were just both left-footers. Park that for a second. Mm-hmm. You would have played with them as well. People are born with a gift. Now, everyone says, "Oh, he makes the game slow down." That is the cliche that says what Scott Pendlebury does. But when you break that down even further, his gift is when he plays the game, and the game is so manic. There's players running at you everywhere, a mere miles an hour, they're trying to get you. He, in a flick of a wrist, a flick of a hip, a sidestep, just a swerve out of the way, he's able to treat players as non-threats. He can judge very quickly which players, opposition players, are a threat to him. And what he's then able to do in a very quick bit of time is eliminate those threats. And then he finds time for himself. How many times have you seen people lunge at Scott Pendlebury to try and tackle him? And he just sort of leans out of the way. It's a real gift. Simon Black had it. Greg Williams had it. I mean, a different kind of player, but Andrew McLeod had it. But he had speed to go with it.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Correct.
So McLeod had exactly that gift, and he was such a brilliant player because he had the power and the explosion. Pendlebury hasn't got the power and explosion. His mind's exploding rather than his body.
Correct.
And that's why he's such a joy to watch in this really manic sport that we call Australian rules, and the fact that he can survive for 400 games and still be, right now, got to be top 3 in Collingwood's best and fairest. It was extraordinary at 37.
Hey, Robbo, we had a little bit of a wag get on the text, the Unique Homestyle Food text, and said, well, congratulations on his 400 games. Can you just let me know, how many has he played in Darwin, Ballarat, Tasmania, Alice Springs? And we've done the stats on it, and Sam, what do we come up with?
0.
0.0.
But we've established that nearly 300 games,
over 300
games were played at either the MCG or Marvel Stadium. Now
some people
that's
are
an
very
incredible
lucky.
stat. That's an incredible stat.
It is an incredible stat. Then don't tell me competitive balance is not real. Unfortunately, the history of the world tells us that there's people who are blessed and people who aren't blessed. And in this economy called AFL footy, and you play for a big club like Collingwood, and then you get millions of supporters. They want to play the big games at the MCG. It generates the money, which generates a lot of things in footy.
Yeah.
No one says it's right. No one says it's right. But that's just the economy.
Yep, it is. And as good a player that's ever played the game, I love how he makes great decisions under pressure. Just quickly, there's this round, Collingwood, Carlton, GWS Hawthorn, Melbourne Bulldogs. God, it's 4 weeks. Can you believe it's August 1? It's the bloody horse's birthday. And we've got 4 games left.
And Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Yeah, Port
Big
Sydney.
one against Sydney.
Yep.
Well, if Port beats Sydney, actually, now, everyone thinks the Swans are in a tailspin anyway. If they knock them over, Kenny's done it again. Absolutely done it again. He puts them in a really powerful position, knocking over Carlton and Sydney. I think it's an enormous game for Port Adelaide. And for the other mob over there, I listened to you during the week. I got a soundbite of you talking about the Crows and comparing them to Hawthorn, Rowey.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good radio from you. These are the sort of the stark comparisons that people at the Crows must look at, and when they judge, how advanced they are and how advanced they should be.
They have to.
Yeah, they've got to compare themselves against other teams. And for example, Essendon is also in that boat. They've been flown past by Hawthorn, who are much younger. So what Hawthorn's doing there, they're exposing a lot of clubs and their own identity and their own ability to regenerate, and they're doing it extremely well. And at the moment, the Crows have had they've had a bit of another frightful year, haven't they?
Oh, it's been awful, to be quite frank. They sit 15th. That's a fact. Let's hope they can do well against Geelong. Good luck with that. Hey, Robbo, love your chats. Well done. We'll speak to you next week.
Quickly, when did you live with Ned?
I lived with Neddy
When you first come over?
Yeah, when I first came over.
1987?
Couple of years.
Yeah.
Couple of years.
It would have been a young tearaway house,
Oh,
wasn't it?
mate, you ask him, I carried him. I absolutely carried old Blowfly. His nickname was Blowfly. I'll tell you off air why that means.
Hey, and I admire you sticking up for your mate.
I've got his
do.
back,
I think
Robbo.
that's a really good quality, but yeah,
Let's
not
not
everyone's
back.
as
I know
good
the
friends
rule
with
there.
him as you.
Well done, Robbo. Thanks, mate.
Righto, buddy. See you,
Well
mate.
done.
See you, Robbo.
Well done. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, from cooking appliances to washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. There's new stock arriving weekly, all with manufacturer's warranties. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road, Marion. I'm laughing because I can just picture Neddy saying to his colleagues, this is Robbo's colleagues at the Herald, I'm going to crack him across the head. I can just see him saying that.
Let's check your traffic.
I don't think I'll be
Had a few
putting
earlier
in for-
collisions this afternoon, but they've all cleaned up for the drive home, so that's good news. Do have a worse water main to look out for at Dinga, though, or Dinga Road near Plains Road. Bit sluggish at the moment at South Brighton for Works Brighton Road near Broadway, and sluggish South Road at Edwardstown. Getting busy Brighton Road, Brighton, with a Camera Commercial Road at Port Adelaide. Make the most of Volkswagen's Ultimate Amarok sale event in the maxed out Amarok Adventurer with a $3,000 factory bonus. Ends September 30. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Something's cooking on 5AA weekends.
What produce is in season and how to prepare it?
Tune in Sunday mornings from 10 a.m. and get your taste buds tingling as SA super chefs Callum Han and Themis Crusadis present On the Menu.
It's food, it's wine, lovely South Australian produce.
Get a taste of On the Menu with Callum Han and Themis Crusadis.
Disneyland for foodies.
Sunday mornings from 10 on 5AA.
Try a bit of this, try a bit of that.
Always Adelaide.
This is RB Dave for Supercraft Bedding with Tales from the Bedroom. Audrey has great taste, and when it comes to choosing the bed frame or bed head, like a lot of women, she makes the final choice. So can you. Our hardwood and upholstered king and queen size bed frames are totally customisable. Choose the fabric, the stain and the style. And they're not shipped in. They're made here, so you can start enjoying it sooner. Supercraft Bedding, building better beds. 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
Exceed expectations in the Volvo XC40 Special Edition. Includes 360-degree camera, 19-inch alloy wheels, leather interior and premium paint. All for only $59,990 drive away. Book your test drive today. Volvo.
26 minutes past 5. Concentrate.
You're
Timmy,
a master painter.
Or I'll crack you across the head with a golf stick. I'm still giggling about that. Nobody knows paints like me, because I used to be a painter.
That's great.
Master one. Here's the thing you'll love about the Crowey stores. They have all the answers. Doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, they'll be able to help. And they'll ask questions. What are you painting? Is it a door, a chair, a wall, a house, a shed? And is it metal? Is it tiles? Is it timber? Is it steel? Render? What is it? Whatever you are painting, Crowies can help. And you'll love the prices too. Well, that's number one, you tick quality. Number two, you tick price. Number three, you tick is the service and the expertise. You only want to paint once because it's a boring, mundane pain.
The end depends on the beginning with painting.
That is a very good
Preparation,
point.
Get it right.
Prevents performance.
P-poor painting.
Yeah. And remember, Crowies only sell the best quality paint. It's premium paint, the best price. So do this. Visit crowiespaints.com.au for a store near you.
Respiratory syncytial virus, known as RSV, is a contagious virus and the cause of respiratory disease among the elderly. Vaccines to fight the disease have been approved overseas, but Adelaide's Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial to find a remedy for Australia. If you're over 60 and want to take part, contact Fusion on 7077 6996 or go to fusiontrials.com.au. You will be reimbursed for your time.
The way we connect with listeners is changing. Radio, podcast, streaming, in-store, and the way to connect your business with millions of Aussie listeners every week is at Amplify. August 27 and 28 at Chalmers Restaurant, Bowden. Tickets are free, but you need to register at audiorsvp.com.au. Hear how audio can change the way you do business for the better. Register now at audiorsvp.com.au.
All over Australia, homeowners are saving money with a free Bendigo Bank home loan health check. Whether it's refinancing, investing in new property, or lowering your loan repayments. Let Bendigo Bank give your home loan a full check-up to make sure it's still right for you and your needs. New or existing customers, find your better home loan at Bendigo Bank. The better big bank. Lending criteria, terms, conditions, fees and charges apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
28 after 5, Port Locker Room tickets aren't far away, so stay tuned. And Port and Crows team selections at 5:50. That's 20 minutes off.
Absolutely. Let's go to the phones. North Haven, Warren. G'day, Warren.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Good. What's happening?
Good. Just a question. I don't know whether you've addressed it yet or not because I've missed a bit of your show.
Yeah.
When they do the swimming, you got a fast pull.
Yes.
What's that? What does that mean? A fast pull? What do they roll it with a soft roller, or get the hard roller out, or do they fill it with mineral water or something? Like you got a fast pull. No, that was the slow one, the slow pull tonight.
Yeah.
Generally when you roll a wicket, you say, I want the heavy roller because I don't want it so fast. I want the soft roller.
Yeah.
So just wondering how they come about fast versus slow.
Yeah, so what it is, and I remember years ago asking Phil Rogers, an Olympic swimmer for South Australia, silver medalist, and I thought the same things. Like Warren, I was making a bit of a joke about it.
Do they put bubbles in it?
Well, it's all about
for
the depth.
buoyancy.
It's about the depth, and this pool is only, I think they said
2 metres
deep, and the deeper the pool, Warren, the more, the faster it'll be for times because it's all about water displacement. So it's about the physics of it, and if you're pushing through, it gets quicker to the bottom and back up, and that slows the pool down, more resistance, see? With the deeper the pool, less resistance.
Yeah.
That's how I understood it.
Dr. Tim Ginniver.
Oh, there it is. I'm trying to put it in layman's term so I can understand.
$50 Powers voucher for Tim Ginniver there.
Thanks, Warren. Just before we go to the news, back on 5:30, there's a few down this line. Rowey, you said it yourself, the hospital would know exactly what was in Stingle's system. So Geelong and the AFL would too. Do you really think they would allow him to play if there was nothing, if it was something illegal involved? Damien, here's the whole point. It's an illicit drug policy and it's a welfare policy. It's skewed to the player. The player can either self-report, ring his manager, and only the doctor at the club knows, and no one else does. That's the whole point.
This is what blew up earlier in the year.
Exactly right, and this is the whole point. Thanks, mate.
Excellent work. 5:30 headlines, and we're going to cross to Paris next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Highlighting his dangerous speed behind the wheel online has landed a 29-year-old man with a series of charges, and he's had his car seized. 80 people were arrested in the first dedicated statewide anti-domestic abuse operation carried out by SAPOL last month. The federal government is being urged to outline a plan to keep Rex in business after the airline went into administration. And in sport, the AFL is sticking with the traditional afternoon time slot for this year's grand final. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
At Morford Vale, got a crash to look out for this afternoon. Sherwood Road to the Southern Expressway. Another smash at Salisbury, Commercial Road near Pioneer Park. And a burst Waterways slowing things up at Aldinga Road near Plains Road. Busy right now, South Road at Theberton, both directions with the camera Eastern Parade at Gilman. Get big savings while helping IGA support local causes. Old El Paso dinner kit varieties, $4.25 each, half price. Offer ends August 6, while stocks last. Excludes Foodland. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast clear tonight down to 9, partly cloudy tomorrow 17. Right now it's 15. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Thinking about this yesterday with the stupid comments that Jacinta Allen made, tired old tropes out of Victoria about how Adelaide's boring and you apparently can't go to a restaurant after 5 o'clock. But the reason we're getting good write-ups, it's not about restaurants, it's about how good Adelaide is to visit and how good it is to live in.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
This is the great myth of Melbourne is like, oh, it's the laneway bars. What, if you're living in Footscray, is it? If you're living in Sunshine?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Starring Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, The Gay Divorcee was nominated for Best Picture at the 1934 Academy Awards. See it at the Capri Theatre August 4, screening at 3 p.m. Plus, live on stage prior to the movie, Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter from 2 p.m. with the bar open from 1. Book your tickets now for this iconic comedy romance. The Gay Divorcee, plus Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter, August 4 at the Capri Theatre. Tickets from $15 at capri.org.au.
Why buy an Island Star caravan? Well, they're designed and used by Knowles Caravans. There's thousands on the road and 75% of Knowles customers are repeat buyers. They know when they're onto a good thing. Go with the people you can trust with 5 decades of service to Australia's caravanning community. You'll love the way they do business. Knowles Caravans, 561 Salisbury Highway, Greenfields, opposite Mawson Lakes. Serving Australia since 1974.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
CMAX Clinical Research is seeking healthy participants to help trial a potential new treatment for primary biliary cholangitis. Your involvement could impact millions globally. You could be eligible for this trial. Call CMAX today if you're aged 18 to 65 and have no significant health concerns. You'll be paid for your time and contribution to help advance medical research. Want to know more about the study? Head on to cmax.com.au and look for the PBC study. That's cmax.com.au.
The word home means a place where one lives permanently as a member of a family or household. But home is more than that, especially when it's a home you help plan and design. A home containing those little touches you ask for, built by tradespeople who settle for nothing less than the best, because they know this is a home you'll love for decades to come. So which SA builder will build the home you want? Rendition Homes, that's who. renditionhomes.com.au.
A message from Pankind, the Australian Pancreatic Cancer Foundation. If you know someone affected by pancreatic cancer, remember September's your chance to raise vital funds for research. Each week, 71 Aussies die from pancreatic cancer. 71. Simply walk 71 Ks during September with mates, family or solo to help lower that number. Do a company challenge or form a virtual team interstate. Visit rememberseptember.org.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
15 minutes away from hearing who Crows and Port Adelaide will name for their teams in round 21. That'll come at 10 minutes to 6. And we'll chat to Scotty Ninnis shortly as well from the 36ers. And we love your calls, 8223 0000.
Yeah, we're loving the Olympic coverage on Channel 9. And I'm telling you, we were talking about the team sports, weren't we? We need a bit of a lift there. And I'll tell you what, there's a big game for the Opals tonight.
Come on.
Tell us all about it. We've got Channel 9 Olympics basketball expert Jenna O'Hay. G'day, Jenna.
Hello.
I tell you what, we're a little bit nervous. After the Nigeria match, the Opals haven't filled our hearts with joy. How are we going to bounce back against Canada?
Yeah, there's going to be some adjustments from that first game, that's for sure. And I'm sure they got together and really gave some home truths to one another. And I expect them to come out with a different level of intensity and urgency and just all-round team effort.
Yeah, because it was such a shock, I think, and then we were never able to quite recover enough to get in front. So it was a bit of a, well, what would you say, a real scary one. But Canada themselves are up against it because France gave them a bit of a touch-up. So it's not as if we're playing somebody who's up and about.
Yeah, they were, to be honest, really similar to the Opals in the first game. A lot of turnovers. They look a bit discombobulated on offense. Defensively, they sat in a zone for a lot of it. They had 4 girls also come in from the WNBA, which is only 10 days before that first Olympic game. So really similar positions. So it'll be whichever team settles first, I think will get the W tonight.
Jen, I want to go back to Nigeria. We've won 5 medals. You've been a part of one in the Olympics. We're rated way above Nigeria. What went wrong?
A lot of things went wrong. I think we got off to a really good start. Our defense was really good and we were able to get out and run. As soon as Nigeria upped the physicality and intensity, we really struggled. We had those 26 turnovers, which you're never going to win a basketball game having that many turnovers. And then also basic free throws. They're called free throws for a reason, and we shot 8 of 18 from the free throw line. So they're things that are absolutely in our control. I don't necessarily believe that Nigeria beat us. I feel like we lost it. And so that's definitely an adjustment that we can make, and we're going to be so much better for that first game.
So rotations, rosters, whatever you want to call it, starting 5, game time, court time, minutes. Jenna, what would you do? What do you think some of the moves are?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it in the call against Nigeria. I was really surprised to see 11 players hit the court in that first quarter. It's really hard for any player to get any rhythm or feel comfortable on the court. So I really expect that rotation to shorten right up today. We must win tonight if we are to go through to the quarterfinals. So I expect that to be a lot shorter. I expect us to play more ball handlers together. I'll be expecting to see sort of your Jade Melbourne, Sammy Whitcomb, Christy Wallace all on the court at the same time, just because we struggled so much getting the ball over the halfway line. I feel like we need some more ball handlers on the court together. And then defensively, they're just going to really need to lock in. I think that's probably the biggest adjustment, just shortening that rotation. I don't expect to see 11 players hitting the court in the first quarter tonight at all.
Okay. Jenna, because I'm looking at that program, we've got France. That really looks tough. If we have to beat Canada tonight, but then we've got to beat France as well to advance, do we not?
A tournament plays an interesting one. So there's 3 pools of 4. Top 2 from each pool go through, and then the next 2 third-place teams go through. So if we win tonight, and it needs to be by a pretty good margin. Because France are very good.
Right.
And then we also need some things to go our way in terms of the Canada-Nigeria game following the next game as well. So there's some things that need to go in our favour, but first things first, we need to have a big win tonight.
Yeah, they're right. What about the vibe, the confidence levels? What are you hearing?
Look, the confidence levels are shaken after that game, as you can imagine. That's not how they want to start their Olympic campaign. I think there's been a lot of talk about the culture, and so they would have been in a room. They would have made adjustments on the court. I think coming in just 10 days prior, having 7 players from the WNBA, then Beck Allen coming out, that is a huge out. I don't think we can underestimate that in the Opals.
Yep.
Amy Atwell stepping in. So they just needed some time on the court. I know they had 2 2-hour sessions of training in between the Nigerian game and tonight's game against Canada, plus a shoot-around. So they've had time on the court. They can make those adjustments. I feel like they'll be feeling much better about themselves. And they just need to come out with a lot of intensity tonight. And I would really love for them to just enjoy themselves, be up on the bench cheering, being really excited for one another, because I don't think I saw that against Nigeria. And I know there wasn't a lot to cheer about, but you can still get amongst your teammates.
Well, I'd let Lauren Jackson do the pre-game speech and launch because she'll hit them right between the eyes, Jenna, and I'd start Izzy Ball-Ace. Bang, there you go.
I'm a big fan of Izzy Ball-Ace. I'm not against that.
Beautiful.
Jenna, thanks. Have a great call. Get them up.
Oh, just quickly, though, I want everyone to get around the 3x3 Kangaroos as well. They are 2-1 in their full games. They are playing terrifically. And if you want to watch a team that shows passion, enthusiasm, and just that Aussie pride, that is your team.
Great shout out, Jenna. Well done. Thanks for that. Live and free on Channel 9, 9Jam9 now. Every Olympic event streamed live and free. Go you Opals.
Yeah, come on. Bounce back.
They will. I got confidence.
Absolutely. 3-on-3. I haven't seen any of that just yet.
Not yet, but it is awesome. It is a really, really
it's a
fun
game
It's
to watch.
high-paced. There's a lot of energy, as Jenna
It's a bit
said.
like rugby sevens.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's open.
Half court.
Yeah, love it. No, good idea.
Here there is no defence.
Yeah,
just
that's
shoot.
right. Just shoot out and just
All
go
net.
for it. All righty. Keep calling in 8223 0000. We got Brett on the line. G'day, mate.
Good afternoon, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. With the Olympics in the boxing, I can't believe those two trans boxers are eligible to box. Well, they failed the equality test, you know.
Yep.
And now, what happens if a boxer gets belly hurt?
Yeah,
Whose responsibility is that, you know? Like, I can't believe, you know, like, I know they're going through transition or whatever it is, you know, but I can't believe they're allowed to box.
Yeah, Brett, there was an article on it today. There's some real concern around it in the boxing world. They're very concerned about, you know...
So they should be.
And absolutely, because you don't want somebody who's failed a testosterone test fighting a female.
Punching a woman in the head?
And that's where you've got to be really, really careful. I think it's...
Wokeness
Brett,
gone crazy.
I think, Brett, it's a real... it's an issue that will be addressed very quickly, I think, post this games. And there was also, I think, 2 Zambia players that failed testosterone tests against Australia.
In the Matildas
well.
game.
So they've got to get this right.
And it wasn't hard to pick who they were.
It's a dangerous world.
Oh.
It's a dangerous world where... and the boxing's probably the extreme of that. The ability to get hurt. We've got to be protective.
No, well said.
It seems extremely extraordinary that they were able to qualify even to get into the boxing. So it is an interesting situation right now. Let's check your traffic. We're going to speak to Scotty Ninnis after the break and find out who's playing in Crows and Port Adelaide sides for round 21.
Got a few bingos to look out for tonight. You find them at Morford Vale, Sheriff's Road near the Southern Expressway, another one at Salisbury, Commercial Road near Piney Park. But it's Watermain at Aldinga Road near Plains Road. We're busy South Road, Karata Park. Quite slow at the moment, Marion Road at the Crossroad intersection with the camera at Ridley Grove at Woodville Gardens. Try the Optus mobile network free for 7 days with no commitments. Join the Optus network trial with an eSIM via the My Optus app. Visit optus.com.au/trial. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Catch all the action from the Olympic Games in Paris as 5AA brings you Nines coverage live each evening from 11:30. Don't miss a minute of the action as our Aussie stars set their sights on gold medal glory. Tune in tonight following Leith Forest as we cross to France for Nines coverage. Paris 2024, live from 11:30 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Respiratory syncytial virus, known as RSV, is a contagious virus and the cause of respiratory disease among the elderly. Vaccines to fight the disease have been approved overseas, but Adelaide's Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial to find a remedy for Australia. If you're over 60 and want to take part, contact Fusion on 7077 6996 or go to fusiontrials.com.au. You will be reimbursed for your time.
Hey caravan buyers, listen up. Want a great caravan at a bargain price? Then don't miss the best going, gone sale ever. Our landlord has sold the property and our lease can't be renewed, so we've got to be going, gone quick smart. And so does the great range of new and used caravans we have in stock. So be quick and grab your dream van from Adelaide Custom Caravans at a never-to-be-repeated dream price. But hurry before they're all going, gone. Get to Adelaide Custom Caravans today, South Road, Darlington.
Yeah, Ignition for Men, you may have heard of them. They sponsored Treaders on the Friday, and we've been in there and been fitted out. And I've got to tell you, wore my jacket the other day. Oh. Well, and I love flashing it around. And I'll tell you, people go, where did you get that? I'll say, Ignition for Men. Now, there's plenty of reasons to call in and see the incredible team at Ignition for Men. And here's another one. They've got the renovations going on. You were there, Rowey, when they had them, the car park and the showroom and all. So Ignition for Men are going to take 40% off winter coats, jumpers, jackets and knitwear. Get in.
Never a better time to do it. And for those that are wondering, when Timmy flashes himself, the lining, you can tailor it. Yours is Magpies and Port.
It is.
Mine's
and the Power logo.
Crows. It is
it's got a
bloody
name
brilliant.
on it.
They are just superb. How good's that? 40% off. Ignition for Men. Adelaide's over Marnie, Canali, Xenia. Specialise in more than just top brands. They specialise in making you look and feel good. Not good, great. Not great, brilliant.
Outstanding.
While you're wearing them. Outstanding. That's what it's all about.
Correct.
And when you're like me, bit of a ugly, fat, short.
The way he dressed you up,
good was I?
I thought you were walking another daughter down.
I'll tell you what, Mama Bear went, hello.
Yes.
Hello, sailor.
Let's not go too far with that.
Right, sorry.
Save up to 40% off on winter coats, jumpers, jackets, knitwear, but it won't last forever, because neither does winter. So do yourself a huge favour and call into Ignition for Men to check out their amazing winter range. Where are they, Rowey?
Well, Ignition for Men, just out of the city. So if you're heading out of the city, it's on the right-hand side, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney, or visit this. Do what we do. ignitionformen.com.au.
Harvey Norman, your home of premium kitchen appliances. Right now, discover Fisher & Paykel's state-of-the-art collection with amazing offers in-store and online. Buy a selected fridge, oven, cooktop or dishwasher and save up to $500. Bundle 2 or more and save an additional 10%. Upgrade now with this huge offer. Up to $500 off selected Fisher & Paykel appliances, plus save an additional 10% when you buy 2 or more. Hurry, limited time. Now at Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Harris Scarf clearance sale is on now. That's right, massive clearance sale on now. Save big on bedding, kitchen, electrical and women and men's clothing. Deals won't last, so hurry before it's gone. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Hi, it's Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Big news, Adelaide's property market has broken new ground, with median house prices breaching the 900,000 mark for the first time. This surge reaffirms the ever-growing potential in our local property market. If selling is on your mind and maximising return is your aim, the team at Toop and Toop Real Estate is here to help. With a proven track record of obtaining exceptional sale prices, make the perfect choice with Toop and Toop. Learn more at toop.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
11 minutes to 6. If you're just about to get out of your car, just hang tight because teams are about to drop in literally 60 seconds, so we'll give them to you first. But Mitch Cleary from Channel 7 has reported just now some interesting changes for a handful of teams before they officially drop. Reece Stanley will return and Mitch Duncan will be rested for Geelong. Jordan De Goey's back for Pendlebury's 400th. Dustin Martin returns for Richmond. And Tyson Stingle will be named for Geelong this weekend.
Now, you know, I wouldn't go to war over that, but I'm just miffed. I'm perplexed. I'm confused. Is the head sacrosanct or isn't? Is unconscious, no matter what? To what level is the look of the game come into it? A player, forget who it is. I love the little lad. It has been outstanding since moving to Geelong. So take the player out of it. But you've got a player who's been out to the early hours of the morning. You're allowed to do that, by the way. Who's ended up in hospital in ER, unconscious. Unconscious. Now we all know what it is.
No, but it seems like Geelong just want it to go under the carpet and just play on.
But this is where this illicit drug policy, which is a welfare policy, comes in. The player can go straight to the club doctor and self-report.
So the club, again, are powerless.
They are.
To do anything about
and that's
it.
what people don't understand.
We're probably sitting here saying, well, doesn't Geelong suspend him for a week, even if it was discipline reasons.
Yeah. But we did this before. So we're in the leadership group. You're my captain, I'm the vice captain, and we're at Geelong.
Yep.
Well, no, any club. Just pick any club. Call the player in. This is what would happen. Hey, young fella, come in. Hey, what happened? How come you were out that night?
What about?
I thought 3 weeks ago we said we didn't want you out that late with that
our
company you're keeping.
Disciplines, whatever.
So did you drink? No, I didn't drink.
Yeah.
What'd you take?
Well, you can't say that.
No,
you're doing a
you would. No, but
scenario.
you could. Timmy, no, don't. You don't need to dump that. I'm just saying, you would talk to the player.
You can't do a scenario though. You can't do a scenario.
No, well, okay. Do you think a leadership group would have got Tyson in and said, Tyson, what happened, mate? We're worried for you.
That's fine.
Do you think that would have happened? And do you think they would have said, so what did you do? How can we help?
I think that they would, and again, this is where the policy you're talking about makes it very difficult for players and leadership groups to do anything.
So the changes have been made at the Adelaide Crows. 4 changes for this game against the Cats. Dawson will come back in. Matt Crouch will return as well. Murray and Worrell are in. Going out of the side, Chase Jones, for personal reasons, it says. Borlays is out, Cook is out, and Himmelberg has been omitted. Port Adelaide, no changes whatsoever. They are unchanged going into their game against Sydney.
No surprises there. I was pretty much saying that to you off air, so that's a good one. Let's go to the phones, all the way from Cairns. G'day, Daz.
How are you, mate?
Good, buddy.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about that Crazy Horse commercial that you ran earlier tonight. Oh, no, actually, sorry, I said I wouldn't run that one. It's about Robbo.
Yeah.
So, in one sentence, he said 2 things. Sydney are on the slide. Kenny's done it again. You can't claim somebody who's done it again in relation to any impending victory against somebody who's on the slide. The reality is that the team who turns up consistently for the next few rounds are the team that are going to have the chance to clinch the premiership here.
Correct.
And our fellas don't turn up consistently enough, be it coaching, mindset, application, or just general all-round consistency at the ball.
Yeah, thank you, Des. Sorry, mate, we'd go on about that, but we got our next guest because it's an exciting 36th season ahead. Round 1, September 19 it starts. We take on the Kings in Perth on the 22nd. We've got our roster, and joining us is our coach, Scotty Ninnis. Scotty, welcome.
G'day, boys. How we going?
Well, are you happy with your roster that you've just been able to put together?
I am, mate. I'm happy it's finalised. It's been seems to have been a really, really long off season, and we've been patient with making decisions, and I've been pretty consistent all along with the club that I didn't want 2 new imports to the NBL. I wanted someone that had a bit of familiarity, and we've spoken to a number of guys along the way. So to get someone like Jarrell Martin, who's 6'10", can play a couple of different positions. Played with Vasiljevic and has had championship success in this league is very exciting. So we're hoping we get him here. We'll get him here next week, and we've got our team set.
Beautiful. Galatasaray, he played at Turkey, which is great NBA first-round pick as well. Will he be a good fall for Isaac Humphries?
He will, because he can shoot the ball, so he can really stretch the floor. And that was another important thing with Isaac, to give him, someone that can shoot the ball, to give Isaac a lot of space inside. But I guess the other thing with Jarrell is, I can't flog Isaac to death and play him 40 minutes a game either. So the minutes that Isaac spends on the bench, we've got someone that can pinch in at the 5 spot as well. So that was always key for us, someone that could play the 4, that could shoot the ball, that could also play those backup minutes at the 5 as well.
Hey, Scott, is the season starting a little bit earlier than normal?
It is, and I've never really understood it. Like if I was running the league, which I never will be, but I'd start the day after the AFL Grand Final. I think there's a lot of competition, obviously, and everyone here and everyone in Melbourne and Perth, all we're worried about is AFL at that time of the year. But I think there's obviously some reasons for it. But we were at least a good week, maybe even a couple of weeks earlier than what we normally do, which doesn't doesn't give coaches a lot of time.
No,
we
that's
only
right.
have about 3.5 weeks before our first pre-season game, which is not a lot of time. We've got to fit a fair bit into a very, very short period of time. And I guess a good thing for us is that everybody else is in the same boat. We already have 8 of our 11 players on court. Sunday, Detch is away with South Sudan at the Olympics, and the 2 imports that we've signed will get here, sooner rather than later as well. So even though it's not a lot of time, we're probably in pretty good shape compared to some of the other teams around the league.
And can you tell us about Hoops Fest?
Yeah, it's basically, basically copied the AFL gather round, haven't we? We sort of
Who copied the NRL Magic Round?
Oh, yeah, exactly right. So, well, let's face it, boys. There's no new ideas in the world. So,
No, that's it.
If you find something that works, it's exciting to get. You get every NBL team into Perth over a weekend, as well as the WNBL and the under-18 championships as well. Puts a great focus on basketball. Would have loved to have seen it in Adelaide, and hopefully one week we might be able to pinch that one at some stage as well. But it is good. It puts a real spotlight on basketball, over a very short period of time leading into the season. So it doesn't get any easier for us playing the Sydney Kings in our first game. But look, it is exciting. And as I said, it puts a real focus on basketball for that period of time.
We just got a quick unique homestyle food text. We're hard up against the 6 o'clock news, but Scotty, just in a word or two, Kendrick Davis.
Yeah, exciting. We went over to Vegas and watched him play. I mean, he was one of the guys that has been on our list for a long, long time now. I've been banging on for many years, even before I got back involved with the club, about needing a pure point guard, and that's what he brings for us. And he's going to make everybody's life easier. He's going to get easier shots for DJ Vasiljevic. He's going to get baskets for Isaac Humphries. He's explosive. He's quick, as a lot of those little point guards, and he's not all that big, but he's a competitive bugger. He's going to. I think the 36 of Faithful are going to be very happy with him.
Has he got a touch of the Jerome Randalls, has he?
Yeah, there is some similarities. He's probably not the scorer that Jerome is, but he's dynamic and he's competitive, and he's driven to win, which is, we sort of targeted not only, I guess, good basketballers, but certain personalities as well. And it's an exciting time to be involved with the club. And we had our first day of pre-season training today. It was exciting, and I know everyone's very very enthusiastic about getting forward with this and getting on the court.
Well done, Scotty. Looking forward to a magnificent season. The 36 is exciting. The roster's done. Got some stars in there. I know Scotty can pull that together. Get your membership at 36ers.com.au.
Well done. It is 1 minute to 6. We're going to take a break. Locker room tickets still to give away, and we're going to talk netball with Marg Angove next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
No, it's a pleasure. So look around at your leisure.
So why buy an Island Star caravan? Well, there's thousands of them on the roads all over Australia. They're built for luxury and to stand the test of time. With 5 decades of service to Australia, go with the people you can trust. Knowles Island Star Caravans. You'll love the way they do business.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight, down to 9, partly cloudy tomorrow, 17. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. A month-long operation in SA targeting domestic abusers has resulted in 80 arrests and 13 reports. Police attended almost 400 addresses across the state to do bail compliance checks. They charged people for 148 offences, including a 48-year-old man from Ingle Farm for strangulation, aggravated serious criminal trespass, threats to kill and aggravated assaults. Deputy Commissioner Linda Williams says it's shameful.
These people push boundaries to see how far they can test the legal limits of these orders. And if they push to the margin and they don't feel any consequence at that point, they can escalate very rapidly, and that's when it becomes even more dangerous for the victim. So we're really having a focus on this prevention and getting in and holding people to account.
A Hoon driver who posted footage on social media has had his car seized by police. It's alleged the grey Ford Falcon was driven along Main South Road at McLaren Vale at 177 k's in a 60 zone last month. Following investigations, a 29-year-old Craigmore man has been arrested and charged with a number of traffic offences, including driving at an extreme speed and driving unlicensed. He's also facing extreme speed charges over 2 other incidents at Hillbank and Morfett Vale. He'll face court in September. The federal government is being urged to outline a plan to keep Rex in business after the airline went into administration. Labor is promising regional flights will continue. The Commonwealth is in talks with the company's administrators, but won't say whether it'll bail Rex out. Shadow Transport Minister Bridget McKenzie says urgent action is needed.
What is their government's plan to save Rex? Because it would be absolutely catastrophic for the regions if Rex went under.
Australians in Lebanon are being urged to flee the country as the Middle East conflict escalates. More from Michael Packey.
The Albanese government believes up to 20,000 Australians are currently in Lebanon. They're being urged to leave immediately as conflict in the Middle East could lead to a broader war across the region. Australians are being encouraged to board the first commercial flight out of the country while Beirut Airport is still open. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says if the airport shuts, a government evacuation may not be possible.
Listen to the warnings which are there.
The situation in the Middle East is on tenterhooks following strikes which have killed a top Hezbollah commander in Beirut and the Hamas leader in Iran.
And work is underway on a sequel to St Elmo's Fire. The 1985 movie starred backpackers Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Andrew McCarthy and Emilio Estevez. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Meet Crows and Port AFL stars at Sportscard World's Trade Day this Sunday, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
There are 4 inclusions for the Crows as they prepare to face Geelong at the Cattery on Saturday. Captain Jordan Dawson returns from concussion protocols. Midfielder Matt Crouch, as well as defenders Nick Murray and Josh Worrell, round out the additions to the side. Elliot Himmelberg, James Borlase and Braden Cook have been omitted, while Chase Jones will miss the game due to personal reasons. The Power will take an unchanged lineup into Saturday night's match against the Swans. Medics giving Todd Marshall another week of full training before returning following a hip injury. Well, the AFL has locked in a start time for this year's grand final. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
A win for traditionalists, with the AFL grand final to begin in its regular 2:30pm time slot on the last Saturday in September. The AFL Commission reaching the decision at a meeting in Melbourne today after acknowledging the benefits of a twilight event. It will continue to review the start time of future grand finals as a new long-term broadcast deal begins next year. Only 2 grand finals have been played outside the normal time slot, both staged at night during the COVID-impacted seasons.
Molly O'Callaghan and Ariane Titmus headline Australia's chances in the pool on day 6 of the Olympic Games in Paris. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Unleash the night at the Crazy Horse Review, where every show is unforgettable. Hindley Street.
A couple of crashes to look out from the drive home, one at Paralawi, Kings Road near Bolivar Road. Another one at Salisbury North, Kings Road near Donegal Streets. First Watermain and Aldinga to look out for, Aldinga Road near Plains Road, and busy right now at Brighton Road at Brighton. Got a camera too, May Terrace at Ottaway. Save while hoping IGA support local causes. Coca-Cola or Mount Franklin Sparkling 10-pack can varieties, half price at $9.50. Ends August 6 while stocks last. Excludes Foodland. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 9 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 17. Saturday, mostly sunny and 16. Sunday, partly cloudy, 17. Right now, it's 13 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. There are questions if SA's Kyle Chalmers should have won gold instead of silver after a Chinese swimmer eclipsed the field. The Matildas have parted with their coach, and a month-long domestic violence crackdown has yielded disturbing results. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
We chose to use paint professionals because they were referred to us by a previous client who was very impressed with the work that they had done and recommended them highly to us.
Paint professionals turned the job around so quickly from the initial quotation straight through to completion.
Paint professionals provided us with a very professional service. We're extremely happy with the outcome of it.
Painting an entire house or just a room? Make it a great experience with Paint Professionals. Visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
And your Hendrix Gin, sir. Thank you. So why the cucumber?
So Nathan,
Yes.
why is radio advertising on the menu for Hendrix Gin?
Well, it really allows us to talk to consumers at the most appropriate time of day.
Gin o'clock.
Exactly. The creative really landed the Hendrix Gin personality.
So what do you think? Cue more radio ads in the future then?
Absolutely. It works.
Discover how investing just 11% of your campaign budget into radio can double its effectiveness. Search commercial radio.
CMAX needs the help of everyday heroes to participate in a clinical trial, testing a potential new treatment for COVID. If you're aged 18 to 60 and generally healthy, you may be eligible to participate. Spend 2 periods of 3 nights at CMAX, attend 3 follow-up visits, and get paid for your valuable time. Want to learn more? Visit our website and look for the COVID study at cmax.com.au. That's cmax.com.au.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help people living with a disability. We provide personalised services, including cleaning and home maintenance, to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care, with a K.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes after 6 on this Thursday evening, we still have those Port Adelaide 5AA locker room tickets to give away. They're coming up very, very shortly, so please be patient. You have already. And if you missed the team selections that dropped about 15 minutes ago, Port Adelaide are unchanged going into their game against the Swans, and the Crows have made 4 changes. Dawson comes back into the team. Matt Crouch comes back in after a long way off. Murray and Worrell come in as well. Chase Jones will take some time for personal reasons. Borlase, Cook and Himmelberg will also sit out.
Yeah, a little bit. I said in the opener, Matt Crouch, I wouldn't have put him back in. He's been out for 8 weeks or 7 games. He was out last week, crook, and it's a shoulder. I think, as great as he is, I think he's only in that team for experience. It's Geelong and Geelong. You need a big body, and he's experienced. And you know what you're going to get. So I get that. I get the balance
and they
in selection.
May only play him and then sub him. That could be a tactic.
Well, he's named in the centre, so he will start. He's not going to be the sub. No surprises with Nick Murray. Josh Worrell, I said last week, should have played. They got that wrong. He's in this week, and Jordan Dawson's an absolute star. Surprised Murphy's still in there, to be quite honest. I think he's been a little bit injured. Hasn't done a lot of training, and his form just doesn't warrant it. I hope that Dan Curtin doesn't start as the sub. I fear that he will, because if you look at the bench, Josh Worrell will play, Josh Rochelle will play, Sambury has to play, because you look at the midfield mix, and I think Hugh Bond has to play. So let's hope it's not Dan Curtin, but I'm fearful that it may be. Anyway, they know what they're doing, I don't. And away you go.
We'll see how it goes, see how it rolls out. Well, we've got a huge game, the opportunity for Thunderbirds to win back-to-back premierships. Now, this hasn't been done since 1998-99. I'll tell you who the legendary coach was. No bigger name in South Australian and Australian netball than this one here. Marg Angove, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, Stephen and Tim. It's nice to be on.
Oh, well done, Marg.
Firstly, Marg, I loved a few weeks ago when they wore the retro strip, and I just got a little taste of nostalgia flowing down with the Thunderbirds outfit of that era. Did it bring a smile to your face?
It always does, and I can still remember the celebrations after those, particularly the 1998, which was we first won, and then afterwards it was against the Ravens, which was 2 South Australian teams. But it's wonderful and it's lovely. I still catch up with some of those players from that era, which is wonderful.
Well, it was an amazing era, wasn't it? Sutter, Harvey, Delaney, Sanders, Squire. What a team. I mean, it was quite star-studded, but it was an amazing, the national team, national comp started, and we're in 4 grand finals, two flags out of it. It was an incredible how strong South Australian netball was in that era.
Yes, and we're doing well now. It's a completely different concept now, though, because though I think Tanya Obbs has done a really good job, she's retained and developed some South Australians, which is great, and the South Australian captain. Probably the biggest thing is the wonderful defenders, the Jamaicans and that, and it's but it's a really good team effort. It's made up of 3 or 4 South Australians and some imports.
Have you seen them adjust this season? Because I thought to myself when Eleanor Cardwell departed, and I was pretty disappointed in that after she told us that she loved us all and all the rest of it. First ticket to Melbourne, off she went. I was disappointed, and then I've seen them bring in Romelda, Aiken-George, but they're completely different players. And tell me how Tanya's handled the different game plan, because, they've got it humming as far as the way they're feeding it in.
They certainly have, haven't they? They're just they're all on the same page and everything. And actually, Romelda, I don't think has ever played better. Yes. So that makes our feeders, the centre court and the wing attack, Georgie Hodges, and that, pretty special to be able to do that, because Romelda's not the youngest player in the team. Yeah. And she just keeps getting the ball right under the post and shooting the goal. So I think our centre court have got a lot to be we need to thank them as well.
You're a master tactician and coach. So we beat Vixens by 25 goals in the semis. We have a week off. We get to watch that prelim. The Vixens win. We've got them again in the grand final. So that spells sometimes danger, doesn't it, Marg?
Well, as a coach, yes, it's you can't go back, can you? No. And what has happened previously, players play different, things change, environment changes. But 25 goals is a huge win at that level. And mind you, I've always respected, I won't say respected, but Victorians are always pretty good. But I just think that the players would be feeling very, very confident, but, keeping their feet on the ground. Perhaps as coaches, you would be going over everything and thinking, now, have I covered everything? What if this and what if that? So I still think it doesn't matter what happened in previous matches. I think the coaches always think, well, this is it. Let's hope I've covered all the bases and let's go.
I'm glad you checked yourself and didn't pump those Victorians up too much, Marg. You are as South Australian as anyone. I love you. Now, can you just close your eyes and believe these Thunderbirds, probably our most successful national team, if you have a look at the premierships we won nationally, are going to fill that stadium up on Saturday night and have done all year. You cannot get a ticket. And it's just the atmosphere you just wouldn't believe, mate. How electric is that?
Well, look, it's hard to describe, and even the queues of people waiting for merchandise after the game and hanging around to see if any players can be spoken to or seen. It's just amazing, and Cassie Fellows and Tanya Obbs have done a really good job, I think, in bringing this team together and gelling it very well. And one of the things I've been impressed with is the fact that their benches have got time. They've got court time. Yes. And that is an important thing just in case something, happens that you didn't foresee.
Have you seen Tanya's journey? I mean, when she took over, it was pretty hard going, and it took 6 years to get that first premiership last year. The persistence, I think, in the whole coaching group and the club itself to come out with that flag and now looking like backing it up, that's not an easy task, is it, as a coach?
No, it never is, but, it's always, it's lovely to be on the winning side. Sometimes you're the best coach, but you mightn't have the cattle.
Yeah.
And you can only do so much. At the end of the day, it's the players out there. Yes, you make the decision who's going to play and all your matchups and things like that. But it's the players, that really are the ones that do it in the end. You've done all your homework. You're nearly finished, but not quite. And then the players do it. And boy, do they go mad after they've won too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Pretty wild times, I can tell you.
Well, I was going to say, in your day of coaching and those couple of things, who were really out of your team? Who were ones that were just the absolute students that you knew whatever you said they were going to do, and they were probably a step ahead and so disciplined? And then who were the ones that you sort of thought, are you even listening?
Well, Catherine Harvey-Williams was. When we were training, her pressure over, she's a defender, a pressure over the ball when the goalers were shooting wasn't that good. So I had to get stuck into her about that because our goalers were getting hit around by the opposition.
Yeah.
She's just one of the... Catherine was a natural. She was just a very fierce competitor and a wonderful team player. And she teamed up well with Sarah Sutter. We had other people like Becky Sanders, Peter Scholes, and probably Jackie, more than likely Jackie Delaney was just about uncoachable. If Jackie was on...
What a superstar, though.
I remember Harb said to me one night, we'll go all right tonight as long as Jackie's okay.
I described her. She was like the Barry Robin of netball.
Oh, yeah.
She was so natural and just did everything, but she did it with a smile on her face, carefree.
Absolutely. And she's just a player that you just dream about having, as well as Harbs as well. But, I remember we had another lass, Cassie Martin she was, and her and Jackie were the goalers. The ball would be coming down. So Jackie and Cassie Mogg, as the shooter, made them forward move. Jackie cuts her off. So Cassie just turns around and does a big loop back into the circle. So the ball comes down there. So Jack comes in front of her and cuts her off. So Cassie goes somewhere else. It was the best partnership of two players. One was, just absolutely incredibly skilled, and the other one just knew the game and played a great game as well.
Brilliant. Great memories, great times, and we look to do exactly what you guys did in 98-99, backing it up with another back-to-back. It'll be absolutely awesome at the Ent Centre, 6:30 Saturday night. Marg, can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing your memories of yesterday and today.
Thanks, guys. Go Thunder.
Exactly.
Hottest ticket in town. We're giving away 2 tickets tomorrow. You can't get them.
No, you can't.
We, like a blind squirrel, tripped over them.
Oh.
and I was going to take my beautiful daughter, who's been asking me all week. We said, no. The listeners are more important.
That's been a bit of a sad story in this office for a week now.
I have tried all week.
You have.
My little Gemma loves them. Yeah. Now, you go back to 1998. Marg was a massive part of that. We won the flag with the Thunderbirds. You call it Premiership Cup or flag?
It was a Premiership, yeah.
Crows won the flag.
That's right, 98.
36ers won.
Yep.
Was an amazing year.
Lightning.
Correct. Won.
Yep.
And did the Redbacks, how did they go that year?
That was 95.
No, was it?
Yeah. No, that was the four.
It was the 4 teams.
That
they had a
was
street
the
parade.
year.
Yeah, they had a street parade.
They did too. I was up in the Channel 7 helicopter.
Call us if you went along to that. That was a great memory.
I'll tell you who didn't go along to it. Darren Jarman.
No.
Yeah, he had
he
had a little issue.
MIA. Missing in action.
It's one of the great stories he tells at the old sportsman's nights. I love it, and I've interviewed him many a time, but that story is a beauty.
In front of the city town hall,
That's where they
That's right, the straight finish. And that road was just
chock-a-block.
Absolutely chockers. Oh, I dreamed for those days.
Yes. Yeah.
So Thunderbirds get it done.
Halcyon.
Crows no chance, but Port could.
Yeah,
let's face it, Port
yeah.
could. 36ers, we just spoke to Scotty Ninnis, could get it together. Our Claxton Shield team have already got it. So we just need our redbacks.
Yeah, and they're back-to-back.
Mm.
The Giants are back-to-back.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Well, if you want tickets for the T-Birds, get them tomorrow here on the show. If you want tickets to the Port Adelaide locker room, however...
I'm Timmy G!
We can do that right now. Timmy's quiz right now. 8223 against the Swans on Saturday night. Call in, play the quiz. You can win the tickets. Let's do that straight after this break.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Get a coach's perspective each week on the 5AA Sports Show when Rowey and Timmy G chat with Scott Camporeale for Coach's Corner. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. See the difference.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant, up-to-date feedback. No finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use. Read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
Harris Scarf clearance sale is on now. That's right, massive clearance sale on now. Save big on bedding, kitchen, electrical and women and men's clothing. Deals won't last, so hurry before it's gone. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Tired of waking up tired? IKEA can help. Start building a more sleep-friendly space with IKEA, the one-stop shop for snoozing. So wake up. It's time to sleep. Make it happen at ikea.com.au.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. Don't miss Southern Cherry's latest finance offer across the Cherry Tiggo 7 Pro range with 5-star ANCAP and a 7-year warranty.
And the finance rate?
Well, that's too low to share on radio. You'll just have to ask the team at Southern Cherry yourself.
Approved applicants only. Credit criteria, fees, charges and terms and conditions apply. Finance is provided by Allied Retail Finance Proprietary Limited. ABN 39651319774. Trading as Cherry Motor Finance. Australian Credit Licence 483211.
Learn more at Southern Cherry.
At CMAX Clinical Research, we're on a mission to revolutionise healthcare. By participating in a clinical trial, you can help pave the way for a potential treatment for primary biliary cholangitis. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you could be eligible for this CMAX study. Upon your successful participation, you'll be paid for your time and commitment to help advance medical research. See if you're eligible today. Log on to cmax.com.au and look for the PBC study to find out more.
Make it, build it, live it. It's the philosophy Rendition Homes have believed in for over 30 years. To make it, right from the start, you're involved with all design, colours and selections of your dream home. To build it, Rendition Homes use only the best quality artisan tradespeople to craft your dream home. And to live it, simple. It's where you get to enjoy family life that you've always wanted in your dream home. That's make it, build it, live it. The Rendition way. renditionhomes.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
23 after 6.
I'm Timmy G!
Yeah, it is. We're just talking about blind squirrels. He's tripping over a lot of nuts. He's got his vision back, 2020.
He's had some laser.
Let's see whether Leonie from Normanville can get one. Leonie, here's Timmy.
Okay, Leonie, all the best, my friend.
Thank you.
For the tickets to the locker room, the question is 2004 Port Adelaide Premiership player Michael Wilson, good old Wilbur, courageous player. He played 192 games for Port Adelaide in the AFL. How many goals did he kick in his career, Leonie?
Do you have a range?
I'll give you a range between 10 and 60.
10 and 60. Okay. Ugh, how terrible is this? My brain's trust is here. My husband, he's telling me, oh good Lord, he's writing really slowly. 15.
Okay, Leonie, we have to go quickly because we can't Google. Let's go, Michael.
Thanks, Leonie.
Michael, between 10 and 60.
35.
Thank you, Michael.
Leonie's husband wrote 15, I reckon.
Let's go.
Should have written it backwards.
Let's go, Jack. Jack, it is...
How you going, guys?
Good, buddy. It's over 35, under 60.
41.
Sorry,
Thank
Jack.
you, Jack.
Jack's from KI.
He is indeed. Let's go to Nord. Nick, it's between...
Come on, Nikolai.
41 and 60.
49.
Thank you.
Does anyone know how to read backwards?
Kevin,
Hello, Kev.
Kevin, it's between
Yeah, boys.
It's between 49 and 60.
55.
That's not backwards. Hello, Wayne.
Wayne, it's between 49 and 55.
53.
Okay.
Yeah. Ray, it's between 49 and 53.
51 will do me.
Ravishing
He got the
Ray.
gag.
He's done it again from
Come on,
Semaphore
Ray.
Park. That's a good Port Adelaide area. Congratulations, mate. 2 tickets to the 5AA locker room. Halftime Balfour. See the players warm up. Come back and sing the song. All thanks to Port Adelaide. And if you want your tickets to the Swans game, go to portadelaidefc.com.au.
Well done, Ray. It is 26 minutes after 6. We'll take a break. Mark Robinson next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. 5AA Nights with Leap Forest.
Joining us from Parkside. Hello, Alison.
You were talking the other night about that survey that was done about people not being naked in front of their pets.
Yes. Overwhelming amount of people said no. They didn't want their poor dogs to see that.
But I'm exactly the same.
Leap Forest.
No little cat or little dog has ever seen me naked.
Weeknights from 7.
No, that does not do it for me.